We play just like your kids. We text just like your kids. We learn. We even cook. We take selfies. We have hobbies. And we love sports. In every way, we are just like everyone else and enjoy the same things and live our lives every day, just like you do. So if you happen to meet us, treat us just like everyone else. Because at the end of the day,
we're just like you.
Living life with Down syndrome is simply living. To learn more about Down syndrome, call 727-2105. This message is brought to you by the Grand Bahama Down Syndrome Society.
Clint Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
At the Sydney Poitier Bridge, I'm Kaylin Green. This is ZNS.
Welcome to What's Trending, the show keeping you in the know with all that's happening in lifestyle and entertainment. I'm your host, Stacey Campbell Marshall. A Vietnamese court upheld the death penalty today for a property tycoon in a multi-billion-dollar fraud case, but said the woman's life could still be spared if she paid back 3/4 of the assets she embezzled. The 68-year-old property developer was convicted this year of swindling money from a commercial bank, which prosecutors said she controlled, and sentenced to death for fraud totaling $27 billion. The woman appealed the verdict in a month-long trial, but the court determined that there was no basis to reduce her sentence. However, there is still a chance to escape the death penalty, the court said. If she returns 3/4 of the stolen assets, her sentence could be reduced to life imprisonment. On a lighter note, there's talk about one hilarious extended family. Congratulations are in order for Martin Lawrence's daughter, Jasmine Lawrence, and Eddie Murphy's son, Eric Murphy, who announced over the weekend they're getting married. The couple, who have been together for more than 3 years, announced their upcoming nuptials on Instagram Saturday, sharing a romantic reel of their elaborate engagement. The couple announced that God has truly blessed them with a love that feels like destiny, and they couldn't be more excited for this next chapter. Jasmine also thanked those who made the moment so beautiful. Moana 2 making a splash at the box office over the Thanksgiving weekend with a record-setting $221 million in ticket sales. That's according to studio sales estimates. In fact, that combined with Wicked and Gladiator 2 made for an unprecedented weekend in cinemas and a confluence of blockbusters more like what's often found in late December. Expectations were high for Walt Disney Company's Moana 2, but the film was originally planned as a series for Disney Plus before it was redirected to the big screen. So far, the movie predictions have been blown out of the water. Its 5-day opening set a new record for Thanksgiving movie going. And coming up on today's show, let's discuss the Bahamian culture and its future. We also take you inside a local film industry and how young people are creating their paths. And we'll be introducing you to the new book of the month, all coming up on What's Trending after this break.
Good to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow.
Meet Megan Smith. She's a young, passionate agriculture officer at the Department of Agriculture who's just returned from an exciting journey in Japan. Megan took part in a cutting-edge course on sustainable agriculture, diving into innovative techniques and eco-friendly practices.
One day I was sitting in my director's office and he asked me if I was interested in traveling to Japan for a seminar. So me being the adventurous person that I was, I jumped at the opportunity and I said yeah. And a week later, I got accepted. So 2 weeks after that, I saw my way to Japan.
During the course, Smith learned a number of sustainable practices demonstrated by a local bakery, dairy farm, and 2 natural farms.
At the bakery, although it's not implemented as yet, they do plan to open up a horse ranch, and any wastage from the bakery, they're going to compost it and use it as horse feed. Therefore, it eliminates that wastage aspect. At the dairy farm, you know, there's a lot of water that's wasted as well. So instead of them just discarding it, they pump the water up and they let it go through a whole filtration process. And once it's purified, it's deposited back into the river. What I gathered from natural farming, it's basically just letting nature take its course. I observed they just plant the crop and do nothing else and just let it grow. So that was very fascinating.
She shares how she thinks these can be applied here in the Bahamas.
During the course, we had to create an action plan, which basically details what we plan to do in our respective countries. My project was based on increasing roots and tubers crop yield utilizing natural farming, and it's sustainable because you don't have to manipulate the ground, you don't use any fertilizers, chemicals, or any substances of that sort that negatively impact the environment.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Thanks for joining us for another exciting show. This month, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture is observing National Cultural Heritage Month. The theme is crafting our legacy, culture, creativity, and community. There are a number of events planned, and joining us to share more about it is Anya Bowe, Cultural Officer from the Ministry. Welcome to What's Trending, Anya.
Hi, thank you. It's great to be here.
So tell me what Cultural Heritage Month is all about.
Well, Cultural Heritage Month, I know a lot of people are not aware that Cultural Heritage Month is actually the month of December, but it's always been the month of December. That's why we have Junkanoo in the month of December.
Makes sense.
Right? And so Cultural Heritage Month is just about celebrating the traditions and the customs that, you know, make us who we are. Culture is who we are, and at the Division of Culture, we find it very important to continue on traditions, but also to highlight certain persons that would have worked in culture throughout the entire year.
So tell me about some of the events that are going to be happening, besides Junkanoo, of course, which we all look forward to, but tell me about some of the events that will be happening.
Yes, we have a lot of events happening this year. Of course, you know, we already started with the Christmas tree lighting ceremony, which was on December 1st. We also have a night of the Oscars in San Salvador. So not only are we celebrating here in Nassau, we also want to make sure that everyone is celebrating all around the Bahamas as well.
Good.
Because we have to remember that culture is not just here in Nassau, right? We have Bahamians all over the Bahamas that want to celebrate as well. And so we have to include the family islands as well. So in Eleuthera, we had a Christmas tree lighting ceremony on the 2nd. On the 5th, we're having the San Salvador Night of the Oscars event. Back in Nassau, we'll be with the all-boys concert on the 6th. And so that will be in Rawson Square. And so we start at 6:30. And so what happens with the all-boys concert is we have an all-boys program that is led by Mr. Henry Higgins. And all of the boys, they've worked hard all throughout the year, so they come out on this night just to showcase what they've been learning. So they've learned things in drama. Some of them are musicians, some of them are singers, dancers. So, you know, they do a little bit of everything. So the concert is actually very enjoyable. And then you see young men who are passionate about what it is that they're doing in the arts.
Nice.
And so it's very fun to see, and it's a great event. I highly recommend it. It was
good.
Excellent last year. Also, we have Culture Under the Stars that's coming up on the 7th. And so Culture Under the Stars is going to be at Collins House grounds. We're starting again at 6:30. And this year we are highlighting the high school bands. So only high school bands will be performing at this event. So it's going to be very exciting as well, because you know the high school bands are in high competition now.
I know.
Okay. Then we have our Liturgical Dance Fest that is going to be on the 8th. So this weekend coming up is actually going to be a real hype weekend. Next weekend, we're going to get more into more drama and film events, and that's Moya will talk to you more about that a little later. Miss Moya Thompson,
yes.
She'll be heading those film events that will be happening. Okay. So again, we have more Christmas tree lighting events happening in Grand Bahama.
What do you really want people to, get out of the events that are coming up?
So what we want people to get out of the events is we want to, I guess, get an understanding of what culture is. I think some people sometimes get a little lost in translation as to what is included in culture. So things like fashion, they don't really consider as culture, but it absolutely is. The way that we dress, the way that we cook, the things that we cook, the fact that we start every dish with tomato paste, salt and pepper, and green pepper, and you have to have onion in there. If you don't have no onion, what you saying? So things like that are very important to not only remember, but also to celebrate. And in this time of celebration for the holidays, it's just the perfect time to remember your traditions.
Yeah, and what are some ways that we can make sure that we are preserving our culture? Because I know that, that's very important. And for me, I have children, and I didn't grow up here, so there's so many things that I was born here but didn't grow up here. So every day I feel like I'm learning, and I've been home 22 years now, and there's still so many things that I'm learning and that I want to pass on to my children. So how do we make sure that we are preserving and then passing on our culture?
Just continue to communicate. Once we continue to communicate, so pass things on, the things that you have learned or you may have heard about. Find out more information about it and pass that on to our younger generation. The younger generation is who is going to continue to make our culture thrive, but also is going to, you've heard a few times people say that our culture is dead. Culture is not dead. We have a very live and vibrant culture, and the young community is actually taking a good grasp of what we are doing at the Department of Culture, and they are appreciative of it, because let's face it, everybody's not going to be a doctor, lawyer, or whatever. So, a lot of persons have found that they can find careers in some of these cultural industries. And so that is the way of passing it on, is just communicating, just sharing, and being able to come out to these sorts of things. You can also find on our Facebook page, we continuously update our Facebook page almost every day. So the Division of Cultural Affairs, you will find us on Facebook, and you'll continuously be updated with what's going on with the Department of Culture, but also highlights from, let's say, highlights from other artists or artisans that you may not know about.
Well, thank you so much, Anya, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Telling us about all the exciting things. And remember, you can go to their Facebook page and you can find the whole list of all of these exciting events in the month of December. We've got so much more. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
It's a different kind of Christmas, but everything is here to bring a smile upon your face. That's what the season brings. See, Christmas time is the time for your family and friends. Come and shop with us and find everything that you need. Deck out your homes with all we have in store, bringing joy and so much more. And shop Smarty, and shop Smart, and shop Smart. Oh, everything is here at Shop Smart. And shop Smart, and shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, but we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
Welcome to my culture factory. Here in Port Akaya, you wouldn't just find souvenirs, you'll discover the heart of the Bahamas. Every corner of this marketplace tells a story, a piece of our heritage. Today, you will see, taste, and even become a part of it, if you dare. You ready? Let's go.
We'll begin with a spin, traveling into worlds of Bahamian culture. What you see will define exploration. Ooh.
A Bahamian delicacy, conch salad. It's mixed with herbs, spices, and everything nice. Wanna try? But beware, greed can transform the best of us.
Well, another one going to glory. Thank you, Jesus. Listen, I think you're too greedy, you know. You're too conky. I keep telling you about that.
We've been talking culture, and now we turn our attention to the film side of culture and how youth are being involved with it. As you just saw, a film directed and produced by Janelle Newbold. Joining me now on the show is to talk about this is Ms. Moya Thompson, the Cultural Affairs Officer for Film. Welcome, Ms. Moya.
Thank you for having me.
So glad you're here. So tell me all about the film side of this exciting Cultural Heritage Month.
Okay, thank you, Stacy. So film is very new in a sense to the Division of Culture. This is third year that I've been with the Division of Culture representing film, and so I'm excited. We've had, and so since my first year, which was in 2022, we've had something called Film Fest, which is a culture film fest, which is a competition, an 8-hour competition, where filmmakers have from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. on a given day to shoot a short film.
Wow.
So what we just saw was the one that we had in Grand Bahama in May. We had one in Grand Bahama in May. We had 3 teams. That was the winning team, which was led by Janelle Newbold. And we also had Mr. Michael Garvey from the Grand Bahama Studios. He was on one of the other teams. And then we also had Rowan Robinson lead another team. So that was Grand Bahama Film Fest. But we've been doing it in New Providence since 2022. Our first year we had 3 teams. Last year we had 5 teams, and I'm excited because this year we have 6 filmmaking teams and we have 2 animation teams. So we've brought animation into it. Animation is also a part that comes under film umbrella, and that is on Sunday the 15th of December. So that's something that I'm really excited about. We get a lot of, it seems like it's a lot of pressure, which it is.
Right.
So like I said, I get cussed out and we gotta do this, da, 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 da. Because anybody who does film knows it takes a lot of time.
Right, I think people don't understand. And we have a lot of talent here in the Bahamas, a lot of young talent.
We do.
And I love that the ministry is cultivating that talent.
Yes.
Yeah, so what else can we look forward to?
Well, for that event, it's actually a part of a larger event, which is the Culture Film Fest. And the Culture Film Fest is basically a mini fair that's film-centered. So we're going to have Bahamian artisans there selling their goods, because as we just heard from Anya, one of the things that she does at the ministry is a lot of different pop-ups where we try to encourage a lot of Bahamian, like people who make socks. We have people who do the trinkets for your Crocs. They also do the Bahamian Monopoly, the Bahamian Uno. We have Bahamian people who do cakes and candles. And so we usually have pop-up shops at the headquarters at the Ivy Dumont building. So we're going to have some of those vendors at the Film Fest.
Oh, that's
we're
fantastic.
Going to have
especially
food.
leading into the holiday
Yes.
season. It's perfect.
Yes, we're going to have games. We're going to have a scavenger hunt. We're going to have an escape room. We're going to have the competition will be running at the same time.
So who's invited to this?
Everybody's invited. We want everybody to come out.
Oh.
We're also looking for persons who are interested, so our actors, our filmmakers, our artists as well, because we're doing animation this year, so we want a good, strong animation crew because we want to also encourage that part of the film. So persons who are interested, they can definitely reach out. They can call 502-0665.
Right.
Again.
And look on the Facebook page.
And look on the Facebook page so they can say, hey, I would like to be a part of it, or I would like my youth group to be a part of it, because we're also reaching out to youth groups for that, because we want to encourage that, we want to encourage youth from churches to get involved, as well as church groups from schools to get involved.
Okay, so what are some of the other, projects that we can look forward to seeing?
Well, before that, we're having a workshop. We're having a film workshop to help persons come up with their ideas. And so for that, we have Mr. Cornelius McKinney. He's personally based in Andros, but he's also from Grand Bahama. That's his hometown, and he's a line producer. Basically, that means he's the person on set who puts everybody together, who brings the whole team together. We have Bodine Johnson, Bodine Victoria. She will be talking about social media and branding. So that part of it, because there's a bit difference. There's a difference, and so we want people to understand the difference between when you're filming for social media and when you're filming a film for movie.
Right.
For a movie. There's a different style and there's a different way to do it. And then we have our own Miss Therese Davis who will be presenting. She's an actress. Most people know her as Miss Dynamite Daisy. So she will be doing acting coaching and acting games and dramatic workshop as well. And then I will also be presenting on film. And then we have our animation specialist who will also be presenting. So that is the workshop that's on Saturday.
Okay.
And to come out. On Friday for a dynamic performance called The Thief of Life.
All exciting, and we want to encourage each and every one of you to make sure that you support it. You're watching What's Trending. We will have more after the break.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Chapter One Bookstore at University of the Bahamas believes in the power of words. They have your next great adventure or that affordable textbook you need. You can go anywhere with a good book. To the library, to have coffee in a cafe, to the pool, to a cozy chair at home. And when you finish your book, you can browse for more good books from Chapter One. Chapter One Bookstore, open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., or shop online all day, every day at chapteronebooks.store.
Have you ever wondered what your life would look like 5 years from now? This month's Book of the Month, In 5 Years by Rebecca Serrell, tells us about Danny Cohen's experience. Our first book for the What's Trending Book Club was Queen of Exiles by Vanessa Riley, and we followed that up with Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, both dynamic books in their own right. Our third book is In 5 Years by Rebecca Serrell. It's a captivating and emotional novel that explores the complexities of love, destiny, and self-discovery. The story centers around Danny Cohen, a successful lawyer living in New York City who has meticulously planned out every detail of her life. Her future seems secure until one night, after a proposal from her boyfriend, she experiences a strange and surreal vision. Shaken by the experience, Danny tries to dismiss it as a dream, but when events begin to unfold in unexpected ways, she realizes that her vision may hold significant meaning. The novel unfolds as Danny grapples with her own perceptions of love, fate, and the unpredictable nature of life. As she navigates the challenges of her present, she must confront whether she can control her future or if, in fact, the future has a way of shaping itself. With themes of friendship, loss, and emotional journey of accepting change, In 5 Years is a thought-provoking tale about how life's most unexpected moments can ultimately lead to self-discovery and transformation. This New York Times bestseller is our last book of the year, and if you haven't purchased it yet, run on down to Chapter One bookstore and get your copy so you can read along this holiday season. I am so excited to dive into this book and share it with you. I just know this will be another page turner. There's more after the break, so stay tuned.
It's a different kind of Christmas, but everything is here to bring a smile upon your face. That's what the season brings now. See, Christmas time is the time for your family and friends. Come and shop with us and find everything that you need. Deck out your homes with all we have in store, bringing joy and so much more. And shop Smarty, and shop Smart, and shop Smart. Oh, everything is here at Shop Smart. And shop Smart, and shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
You've got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Chapter One Bookstore at University of the Bahamas believes in the power of words. They have your next great adventure or that affordable textbook you need. You can go anywhere with a good book. To the library, to have coffee in a cafe, to the pool, to a cozy chair at home. And when you finish your book, you can browse for more good books from Chapter One. Chapter One Bookstore, open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., or shop online all day, every day at chapteronebooks.store.
today's show, the best of the best regatta starts. Hear what's planned for their big 5-day event. And we have a fashion designer in studio along with models to showcase her designs. We also will have some unique holiday gift ideas you will not want to miss. And that's our show for today. Join us tomorrow right here on the ZNS Network at 6 p.m. Have a great evening, everyone.
The thought of colon cancer never really crossed my mind until 2019, when a very good friend of mine was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. I was shocked. Everybody was shocked because he was a picture of perfect health. He was young, athletic, successful, and full of life. Many of us are still in disbelief. I started to question my own health because if it happened to him, surely it could happen to me. Then came the fear, the anxiety, and everything else in between. Facing your own mortality is very sobering. But for me, I decided right then to have a colonoscopy, and I'm glad I did.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer diagnosed in Bahamian men and women. Fortunately, almost all colon cancers are preventable. A colonoscopy or some other appropriate form of colon cancer screening is recommended for everyone over the age of 45. During a colonoscopy, we can detect and remove colon polyps that may grow and later become colon cancers. Don't wait until you develop symptoms, such as blood in your stool, abdominal pain, a significant change in your bowel habits, or unintentional weight loss. These may all be indications of a severe problem that requires immediate attention. If you're over the age of 45 or have any of those symptoms, talk to your doctor about the benefits of colon cancer screening today.
At the 66 Steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. The Deputy Prime Minister meeting with the taxi union members to address ongoing concerns. Police responding to social media claims of attempted kidnapping on Grand Bahama. And the community mourns the loss of a beloved pump attendant.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Very clear that we want everyone to benefit from the economic growth.
The Minister of Tourism is continuing efforts to engage with key stakeholders in the tourism industry and ensure that all islands in the Bahamas benefit from the country's growth in tourism numbers. Good evening, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest. Thanks for tuning in. The Tourism and Aviation Minister meeting with the President and executive team of the taxi union to discuss the internal issues and challenges they are facing on the island. In this report, we hear that one of the biggest union issues and the competition between the taxi drivers and other tourism services. The government is launching a broad-based dialogue with all stakeholders in the tourism industry, including the taxi union members. This, according to the Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, who recently met with the President and executive team of the taxi union to address ongoing concerns that have long been in need of attention. The Tourism Minister shares that the focus is on ensuring everyone benefits from the country's economic growth. However, the main topic of discussion centered around the ongoing competition between taxi drivers and tour buses. He assures that with major investments on the horizon, taxi drivers will not be left out of the country's growth.
I think there is an ongoing competitive issue between taxis and tours, and that was a set of conversation. I was happy to be able to forecast the huge number of guests that we expect to come to Grand Bahama, and therefore we anticipate that there will be enough to go around to ensure that everyone benefit.
The Deputy Prime Minister notes that another key focus of the meeting was to strategize ways in which taxi drivers can fairly benefit from the economic activities on the island.
We might need to do some structural adjustments, but certainly in the negotiations and dialogue with the cruise companies, we are very clear that we want everyone to benefit from the economic growth that we are seeing and the growth in the level of arrivals.
He also explains that the government aims to partner with the taxi union through the Tourism Corporation to ensure that taxi drivers are actively involved and receive their fair share of the benefits.
Provide support through the other agencies of government, including Bahamas Development Bank, SBDC, the Venture Fund. We pledge this support today. We pledge support in discussions and negotiations with the cruise lines.
Additionally, the Honorable Chester Cooper advised the drivers to explore ways they can develop new tour opportunities to take guests from the hotels and ships into the community.
Just one station.
A story you will only hear on ZNS. Police in Grand Bahama are addressing concerns about recent social media posts alleging attempted kidnapping on Grand Bahama. The officer in charge of the Criminal Investigations Department confirms that police are aware of the posts circulating online and have launched an investigation to verify the validity of the claims. While the matter is being taken seriously, authorities say they do not want to create unnecessary public fear. Romiko Knowles reports.
A series of social media posts have raised concerns about alleged attempted child kidnappings in the 8 Mile Rock area. One post alleges that a man and a woman targeted a friend's child who reportedly escaped into a neighborhood convenience store for safety. The post vividly describes the fear in the child's eyes and issues a plea for those responsible to leave children alone. Following that post, another social media user broke her silence, sharing a similarly frightening ordeal. She claims that last Thursday, a woman allegedly tried to pick up a little girl who managed to escape along with her siblings. The children reportedly ran home screaming for their father. The same poster also describing a separate incident in which a woman allegedly attempted to abduct her daughter while she had briefly stepped inside her home. ZNS News reached out to the police regarding these claims. Chief Superintendent Darrell Ware, officer in charge of the Criminal Investigations Department, confirmed that an investigation is underway.
The police became aware of a social media posting. As a result of that, we started our investigation into it, where we went into the 8 Mile Rock area and was able to identify some persons who was able to assist us and give us some information. We currently conducting further investigation into this matter with hopes of find out exactly what transpired.
ZNS News also asked whether the posters had been interviewed.
The persons who affected have since spoken with us and is able to give us some information, and we hope to bring closure to this matter in a speedy manner.
Now, messages about the alleged incidents are also circulating on WhatsApp. Police are urging the public to remain cautious.
Officers in 8 Mile Rock are up and about, looking, and we also officers throughout Grand Bahama. We will leave no stone unturned to try to get to the bottom if this is the situation. And if it is so, the persons responsible, we will bring them to justice.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Romiko Knowles.
A proud native of Grand Bahama and the founder and medical director of MD Health is being celebrated in Legacy magazine as one of South Florida's top Black healthcare professionals. Renowned for her expertise in obesity, medicine, and aesthetics, Dr. Bianda specializes in supporting women with weight loss and offering tailored medical care throughout their health journey. In this report, she shares how this particular recognition was a pleasant surprise for her. An exciting recognition is coming for Grand Bahama native Dr. Jennifer Bianda. She's being honored by Legacy Magazine as one of the top black healthcare professionals in South Florida. Dr. Bianda's expertise spans across multiple fields as she is triple board certified in family medicine, obesity medicine, and aesthetics. Born and raised in Freeport, Grand Bahama, what began as a dream has blossomed into a remarkable success story. Her passion for women's health and commitment to supporting weight loss has had a transformative impact on many lives, and as a result, this prestigious magazine is celebrating the profound difference she's making in women's health.
I was just truly humbled because that means that we're doing such great work at MD Health. I think the entire team were super dedicated to our patients and making sure that we always give the most cutting edge treatments for all of our services, and we're able to give the complete package.
Dr. Bianda vividly recalls her fondest childhood memories, one of which played a pivotal role in shaping the reality she now lives.
I went to Mary Star. I graduated from Catholic High. After that, I did my family medicine training at Rutgers University. And I did additional training in obesity and aesthetics. And right now we have our practice, which is based here in Hollywood.
The MD Health medical director recalls her visit to the hospital in Freeport and notes that she never felt comfortable. It was in those moments that she realized without a doubt that the medical field was her true calling.
Being a hospital physician, I see how obesity can really complicate patients' hospital stay. And so I was able to combine now the obesity and the aesthetics to allow patients to have a better quality of life.
She speaks about the power of manifestation and how it has played a crucial role in her success, shaping her journey and helping her turn her dreams into reality.
You have to manifest it. You have to say it to God. You have to write it down, and you have to constantly tell yourself, I am going to be this.
In other news, a beloved gas station pump attendant is being remembered tonight by colleagues and members of the community. Stanley Jones, an employee of Municipal Motors gas station, tragically passed away after experiencing complications while on the job. Those who worked alongside him, as well as loyal customers, say his absence will be deeply felt.
Stanley Jones's photograph, adorned with a black ribbon, now hangs on the entrance door of the gas station where he worked for years. The words in loving memory serve as a somber reminder to his co-workers and the community of his passing.
In the past 2 days, almost every guy there, they ask me, oh, so what happened to Shad, man?
Co-worker Yovenchi Wright says Stanley was a loving, friendly, and kind-hearted individual. He was never late for work and always provided exceptional service to customers.
Well, he showing up at 2 hours early, but every day for me, see you yelling at everyone, hey, what's going on?
Wright recalls the heartbreaking moment that Jones suddenly experienced complications while at work and later passed away.
I was here when they had to call the ambulance for him, but I still couldn't believe it. Because, like, why Stanley?
Michael Lewis, another colleague, sharing fond memories of working with Jones, describing him as a dependable and caring presence at the station.
Stanley always sharing good thoughts with people. He always talking with the Bible with customers. He's a cool person. I share my condolences to Emily, family, and everybody else at this moment.
Customers of Municipal Motors gas station also expressing their grief, describing Jones as a fixture in their daily lives who will be sorely missed.
Always pleasant and very, very helpful. You know, and I'm sad what happened. You know, when anyone passes, you feel sad. But he was always a good guy.
Stanley got me pumping my own gas. Listen, Stanley, you do me dirty, buddy. We miss you, man. We appreciate you, brother, for all that you've done.
Tributes for Jones have poured in on social media. One user wrote, "Farewell, Stanley, absent from the body, present with the Lord." Another described him as a Grand Bahamian celebrity in his own right, while one user shared how much she cherished their friendship. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Rumiko Knowles.
And still to come.
Junkanoo groups gear up to hit the streets. Stay tuned. That story, sports, and more when we return.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Get ready to flash into savings with the Grand Bahama Port Authority's Flash Friday series. Enjoy amazing deals, discounts, and surprises every Friday from November 22nd to December 13th. Shop local, save big, and even dash to win prizes. For more details, call 350-9000.
Third Dimension. Paint sale going on from December 1st to December 31st. Buy 2 Durand gallon paint, get the next one free. Buy 1 gallon Durand paint, get the next 50% off all December long. Foresight IT Professionals is your resource for IT products and services, offering products ranging from computers, point of sale, and CCTV systems. Services ranging from network setup, remote technical support, computer repair, and more. Visit number 11 Four-Way Cooperative Plaza. Call 602-0946 or WhatsApp 813-3355. Foresight IT Professionals, your IT products and services resource.
Sweet Swirl serves up happiness with a variety of soft serve ice cream flavors daily. Custom milkshakes, smoothies, homemade ice cream sandwiches, and delicious sundaes topped your way. Plus, don't miss their sea moss jello and 4 fruit flavors. Sweet Swirls, happiness on a spoon, served with a smile. The Ministry for Grand Bahama is bringing holidays in the city to downtown Freeport in the parking lot opposite Solomon's on Friday, December 6th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. Enjoy an unforgettable night filled with exciting activities for kids, entertainment, Junkanoo, and so much more. Food and drinks will be on sale. Get ready for a night of rake and scrape at No Holds Bar on Saturday, December 7th, featuring the Count Juice Band and Deep South Island Boys. Hosted by Donna Roll, doors open at 7 p.m., showtime is 8 p.m. Admission is $10, don't you miss it. It's Football Sundays at Prop Club Beach in the Grand Lacayan. Catch all the action from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. with happy hour deals all day. Great food, cold drinks, and your favorite teams. Call 373-1333 for more info.
Number 1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
5 Junkanoo groups are gearing up to hit the streets of West End as Junkanoo make its grand return to the West on January 1st. Newly formed group, the West Side Conquerors, will be making its first foray with returning groups, the Classic Dancers, New Generation, Superstar Rockers, and the Swingers also participating.
We hope to see the island of Grand Bahama in West End, and as indicated by the Junkanoo groups, we intend to have a super good time on the 1st of January.
New Generation is very, very happy and pleased to be a part of this venture. We used to David in this occasion this time, so you know, for these 4 Goliath, we'll bring our 4 rocks.
Over the past years, most events that took place in West End, we were a part of. Those performances, whether they be big or whether they be small. So we're looking forward to enhancing Junkanoo in West End again. I say again because, like he said, that's where Junkanoo started.
Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry for Grand Bahama, Kingsley Smith, anticipates it will be a grand time, although not a fully costume parade. Deputy Director in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Norris Bain, adds the ministry is proud to be a part of the event.
This year is just to show that the intent of bringing Junkanoo back into West End, one of the favorite sports over the past years, and the groups themselves already committed that they will perform, because you know once they get on the street, it's about competition, it's about winning, it's about showcasing.
Even though it's like Palsek said, it's not going to be full costume, we still want to give the visitors and the residents of Grand Bahama Parade that they will not soon forget. And repeating once again, echoing what Palsek has said, we definitely want in 2026 for the parade to be full costume.
The Grand Bahama Port Authority is spreading Christmas joy, giving away 300 turkeys to NGOs throughout Grand Bahama. GBPA Vice Chairman Sarah St. George says it's always a pleasure to give back to those in need.
Every home, everyone should experience the joy of Christmas, and dining on turkey is its special tradition. So once again, GBPA is giving 300 turkeys, and as always, you are the best placed to know who really needs our help in our community.
Charitable organizations in the community extending their appreciation to the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
Again, we want to say thank you to Grand Bahama Port Authority for doing what you do every year to put food, turkey that is, on someone's table. There is no Christmas without turkey. Enjoy.
I think the Grand Bahama Port Authority could have give us money. But what they did today is to ensure that the wider community of Grand Bahama get a turkey and a hot meal for Christmas. That deserves a round of applause.
Better way that we can prepare for that as what we are doing here today. And so once again, I say thank you. And I say thank you because when you say thank you, Dudley, you just get bigger miracles.
Just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, and may God bless you and continue providing for y'all.
And now it's time to ask GBPC.
What are some of the main causes of power outages?
Thanks for that question. I'm Nikita Mullings, the Chief Operating Officer for the Grand Bahama Power Company. Power outages are caused anytime we experience a fault on our transmission and distribution line or a fault within one of our engines. Faults are generally caused by debris entering our power line, winds taking down our transmission and distribution line. Lightning can also cause power outages. When lightning hits the transmission and distribution line or one of our energy assets, it causes an increase in voltage. The surge in power causes the power outage, protecting our assets from any further damage. Vehicle accidents are also another contributor to outages. If you experience a power outage or notice a down pole or power line, be sure to contact us at 352-8411 or message us on our social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram.
And that's a look at stories making news. Jay, what's coming up in sports?
Jolanda, someone told me that you played basketball in high school at St. Paul's. Coming up in sports, primary school basketball.
Sounds good. Sports is up next, but first a check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Tech Masters Freeport, your go-to for electronics, IT services, and repairs. Visit Sunset Commercial Plaza or call 351-5283 today. Tech Masters, we've mastered IT.
Lighthouse International Ministry celebrates its 15th anniversary Wednesday, December 4th through Friday, December 6th at 7 p.m. and climaxing Sunday, December 8th at 11 a.m. at the church on Carl Road. Attend and be blessed.
The Ministry for Grand Bahama is bringing holidays in the city to downtown Freeport in the parking lot opposite Solomon's on Friday, December 6th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. Enjoy an unforgettable night filled with exciting activities for kids, entertainment, Junkanoo, and so much more. Food and drinks will be on sale. It's happy hour at Prop Club Beach in the Grand Lacayan. Join them every Friday and Saturday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. for great food and drinks. Open Monday to Thursday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and until midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. Don't miss out. Experience an unforgettable Sunday brunch at No Holds Bar on December 8th from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hosted by Tej. Enjoy wings, waffles, conch chowder, bottomless mimosas, and more. With music by DJ Slanks, DJ Skull, and DJ EJ. Entry is $50.
Have you been waiting for windows? Then wait no more. Cornet Bahamas have in stock now PVC sliding windows, casement windows, and impact sliding windows with mirror tinted glass, all in different sizes and styles. Call us at 352-1301 or visit any of our 4 locations in Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthera for the great products and great prices. Open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Cornet Bahamas, dream, design, deliver.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. First in Sports, quarterfinals action in primary school basketball playoffs kicked off yesterday in the West at the 8 Mile Rock Gymnasium. In Game 1, the home team, Bartlett Hill, got the win against Wilbur Oughton 19-9 to advance to the semifinals.
Best team won because they wanted more. Hard talk to Wilbur Oughton. They had a good player in number 7. My boys just wanted a little bit more.
My team played good. Can just pass around the ball. I felt great.
In the other highly contested match, Martin Town defeated Hugh Campbell 16-13 to move on to the next round.
The team effort, it came out lax, but they started to lose composure. But after I gathered them, we came about with the right thought back in base. We just had to come up with the victory, even through all the struggles. We had to push through.
Switching gears now in sports, the Honorable Nico Grant was recently inducted into the class of 2024 Bahamas Sports Hall of Fame.
I was very, very pleased when I visited Nassau last week to meet so many of the male softball players that they were honoring, because I would have traveled and with Barbara. Barbara loves softball, and so we would have traveled with every lady softball team from 1973, starting in Bermuda, and we were there in Santa Clara in 1981, and then we had the historic, if you will, visit to Taipei in 1982.
And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Craving big Bahamian flavor? Get to Tropical Gyros, where you'll find juicy, boneless chicken that packs more meat, pound for pound. Filled with our Chef Culmer's loaded lineup, tender chicken, shrimp, salmon, lobster, grouper, and conch gyros, all topped with our signature tropical sauces. Gyros, bowls, salads, tri-jerk chicken, lemon chicken, lamb, or grilled veggies, dine in or take away. Visit us on West Settlers Way or call 602-7062. Tropical Gyros, Bahamian owned and packed with flavor. More meat in every bite.
Jade Champagne and The Rhythm presents 102.7 The Rhythm turns 3, and it's a big performance with Taurus Riley live. Taurus Riley live. Oh yeah, the hitmaker, the reggae icon, Taurus Riley live. Saturday, December 14th at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Doors open at 8 p.m., showtime at 11 p.m. For 102.7 The Rhythm big birthday party with Taurus Riley live. Get tickets online now. TheRhythm3.com. And it's a big performance. Taurus Riley. Brought to you by Jade Champagne and The Rhythm.
This is brought to you by BTC. For the fastest speed internet, get BTC Fiber. Sign up for a fiber bundle and get a $500 Visa gift card. Visit a retail store to sign up today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, willing to speak, but nothing to offer. Find out what's behind that response from a former cabinet minister. Also, a new chapter turned in the story of the country's healthcare development. Tune in for the details of those transformational changes and what it means for the many public patients, and key reasons why it's still better in the Bahamas. It's the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. It's been a week now since that U.S. indictment implicating Bahamian police officers in a drug trafficking ring went public, but the fallout's still holding strong. Tonight, a former Minister of National Security is breaking his silence, addressing the potential impact on regional relationships and his willingness to cooperate with ongoing investigations. Devontae Hanna is on the story.
Former National Security Minister Marvin Dame says he's open to speaking to Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernando on the recent bombshell U.S. indictment, but says there's not much he can do.
The unfortunate thing is I have nothing to offer simply because, you know, this investigation is being led by a foreign agency outside of this country.
But Dames didn't hold back on what he calls a troubling situation. He says the fact that Bahamian officers were blindsided by the indictment could foreshadow damage to vital law enforcement partnerships.
An indictment like this, you know, one has to ask whether that will bring an agreement like that into question, you know, and whether we run the risk of losing it.
Tonight, he warns this case highlights a dangerous gap in communication and called for immediate action to repair trust with those key allies.
Because when I served, we didn't have these kinds of issues, all right? But the fact that you ain't getting nothing from your counterparts who are supposed to be your partners is very troubling.
The indictment implicating 3 Bahamian law enforcement officers in an alleged cocaine ring was released last week, adding to mounting concerns over public trust in the police force following a series of corruption allegations revealed this year. Though Commissioner Fernando in his national statement proposed sweeping reforms to address it, Dame says the top cop, along with the Davis administration, must take a stronger stance.
You're going to always have issues. any large organizations, no large organization is devoid of its issues. You always have that. But you put the proper measures and the proper systems in place to mitigate as best you can against it. All right? And when you do find that, you deal with it decisively.
As the fallout continues to grow, Commissioner Fernando announced on Sunday he is holding meetings with top officials as the force faces mounting scrutiny. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Meantime, Constable Dennis Stirrup to face trial in the Supreme Court in the shooting death of a 15-year-old boy back in 2017. That decision made by acting coroner Cara Turnquist yesterday as the teenager's mother wept. Dressed in his school uniform, Gino Finley Jr. was shot in the back of his head during an armed robbery at Seagraves Shopping Center in May 2017. Officer Stirrup has been served a voluntary bill of indictment and will be arraigned before Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson on December 13th. The court also dealt with the cases of shooting victims Valentino Johnson and Shanton Forbes. A decision on whether their cases will go to the Supreme Court will be decided on December 9th. In these cases, Constable 4185 Ferguson and former Officer 4427 Shando King will find out if they will face trial. Also from the courts tonight, 24-year-old Marquella Dean's been sentenced to 20 years behind bars after taking a plea deal on 2 counts of murder. Supreme Court Justice Gregory Hilton also sentencing her to 15 years for 3 counts of attempted murder, a term that will run concurrently. Now, the time spent on remand will be deducted from the 20-year sentence. On July 13th of this year, Dean and 2 brothers emerged from a track road near the Blue Hill Clinic and accosted Sean Augustine as he sat on the clinic's wall. Augustine fled and was fatally shot. Jason Campbell, an onlooker, was also shot. While on bail for that incident, Dean served as the getaway driver for 3 masked gunmen. On August 24th, 2023, residents of Ruperdane Lane were gathered for a funeral repast when Dean pulled up with a gunman. They opened fire, killing Dario Dawkins and injuring Anton Davis and a 4-year-old boy. A witness identified Marquella Dean as the driver. She was represented by attorney Sonia Timothy Knowles and prosecuted by Erica Ingram. Well, we can also now put names to the man recently shot and killed here in New Providence this past weekend. Police confirming that the first and second victims are 44-year-old Kishnell Edgecombe and 34-year-old Reynaldo Roll. The 2 were shot on Saturday on Plain Street, Pinewood Gardens. Meantime, the man fatally shot on Sunday, December 1st on Market Street and West End Avenue has been officially identified as 26-year-old Saron Barr. Well, in light of the tragic death of 12-year-old Adriel Moxie, concerns are raised about the protection of school children on their way to and from school. The School Policing Division recently gave an update on their efforts to safeguard children. We find out from Felicity Darville.
Assistant Commissioner with responsibility for school policing and training, Chaswell Hanna, assuring that their efforts to protect students in school and after school is proving effective.
School incidents have reduced by 17%. You don't see the number, when we started the school resource officer program, we had a number of videos going around with all these fights on campus. That number has been reduced. The SROs are in there working. They are speaking to students on anti-bullying, cyberbullying, drugs, guns, gangs.
And the School Policing Division is taking it a step further to increase their reach in protecting school students.
The Minister of Education has asked us to partner with the school board, members of the school board who wish to assist the SROs and security officers with safety, and we're looking at that. To your point about strengthening, the Commissioner of Police has just approved new officers, 5 new officers to join the School Policing Division, and in partnership with the Ministry of Education, they're going to be going to primary schools now. And I think the Honorable Minister of Education should have a press conference sometime this week, along with the Director of Education, to roll that out. So the school policing program is going to be continued to be strengthened.
ACP Hanna says the school busing system is also proving effective, with more students being taken as close to their homes as possible. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
We're going to turn our attention now to State Minister with responsibility for disaster management, the Honorable Leon Lundy, led a delegation to St. Kitts and Nevis for the 13th Caribbean Conference on Comprehensive Disaster Management, or CDM13, the region's preeminent disaster mitigation preparation and response summit. Now, CDM13 brings together regional and international experts, policymakers, and practitioners to address innovative strategies for disaster management in the region. According to the minister, the Disaster Reconstruction Management Authority, CDM13, sees CDM13 as an opportunity to deepen collaborative ties with regional and international partners. Minister Lundy is slated to join a panel for the Multi-Hazard Early Warning Systems Regional Multi-Stakeholder Forum on Thursday. At that time, he'll explore innovations in early warning systems, a key area for advancing disaster preparedness in the region. Coming up, the head of state makes an annual Christmas stop. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
In the chaos of our daily lives, it's easy to be caught up in the rush. But when you're behind the wheel, remember, rushing can lead to disaster. Don't rush. Take your time. Remember, your life and others depends on it. Slow down. Stay alert and arrive alive. Because in the race of life, it's not about how fast you get there, but how safely.
This message is brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Dive into premium flavor with the new KFC Saucy Nuggets. Hand-breaded, juicy, and 100% real. Step your flavor game up with 8 pieces of our premium white meat KFC Nuggets. Sauced in your choice of one of 5 KFC sauces. Stinging honey garlic, guava barbecue, mango habanero, Korean barbecue, or signature barbecue. Do whatever the crunch you want with all 8 pieces of our new KFC Saucy Nuggets for just $7.95. KFC Saucy Nuggets Strip. It's finger-licking good.
Are you in light up?
I'm gonna bid on.
You need to stay topped up with BTC prepaid so you never miss a moment, okay?
Okay.
Let's go party.
This Christmas, keep the party going with BTC. You can text to win over $25,000 in prizes and a mega grand prize of $20,000 to one lucky BTC customer. Follow our social media to find out how. Activate a prepaid combo plan today.
$10 deal available only at Marco's Southwest, Prince Charles, Village Road, and Robinson Road. Mine, let me see what it's about. I'll take 20 of those, please. Wait. You good? Yeah, bro. Marcos, get this new deal. Get yourself a large one-topping pizza for only $10. $10? Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey, I need 30 of them $10 carry-out pizza deal, please.
Fact, Tasty Bites Instant Oats lowers cholesterol levels. So if you're looking to keep your heart healthy and reduce bad cholesterol, there's no better choice. Those wanting to lose weight also see results because Tasty Bites slows digestion, making you feel full longer. So if you want to lower your cholesterol, lose weight, and have healthy skin, try Tasty Bites Instant Oats today.
Need a DNA test to find out if someone is your father, your child, or your grandparent? Call DNA Direct at 324-0665. Get a DNA test for as low as $450. Now you can prove that you are or are not related to an individual easily. Call DNA Direct, 324-0665.
Don't let your home or business be in the dark. When there's a blackout, it's time to purchase the new EcoFlow portable generator. This powerful device gives you hours of uninterrupted electricity for your fans, refrigerator, television, and air conditioning units. Dial 327-4504 and see how affordable your EcoFlow portable generator is.
The news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
You're looking at a shot there of West Bay Street and the Bahama Resort and Goldwyn Resort and Residences, courtesy of our drone pilot, Destiny Reed. Welcome back. An increase of more than 10 10,000 square feet and redesigned patient-centered components, now a part of the completed phase 1 of renovations at the Princess Margaret Hospital. The Governor General today also conducting her annual tour of that healthcare facility as officials launched a new era in patient care for the country's most critical medical center. Our Lloyd Allen reports.
The work you do here is not merely a job. It is a vocation, a calling to serve.
Governor General of the Bahamas, Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt, making a heartfelt visit to parts of the children's ward of the Princess Margaret Hospital on Tuesday. This, a part of her annual visit, preceded the launch of the new ambulance bay and emergency unit, parts of redevelopment of Phase 1 at the hospital. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis was also present for this event.
From day one, my administration has dedicated itself to strengthening our healthcare system. We believe that every Bahamian deserves access to healthcare, and we have committed to working step by step to expand national health insurance to achieve this goal.
Health Minister the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville also optimistic for the advancement in patient care.
It is my understanding that in January, this particular facility here will be up and functioning. And so we're just tweaking all of the mechanical and all of the calibration of the instruments and for the logistics and how the flow will be in this section. Phase 2 is moving steadily, and we want to thank Inline.
Hospital administrator who officially retires, Mary Walker, says the completion of Phase 1 symbolizes a new era in patient care-related services.
The staff will be able to operate in a so much more better and better ambiance in order to provide the service to the people of the Bahamas who richly deserve it. It's been a long time working through COVID and everything just to get to this spot. And so we're grateful to God for the opportunity to serve.
The new unit expands A&E by more than 10,000 square feet with patient-centered upgrades, modernized lobby, a redesigned registration layout to ensure patient privacy are all components of the new unit. From the Princess Margaret Hospital, for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, thanks, Lloyd. A Bahamian telecommunications company receiving an internationally recognized award for exceptional service. Its acronym BTC. Our Danielle Dean was at the presentation.
The Bahamas Telecommunications Company achieving a first and remarkable milestone.
We have earned the prestigious Speed Test Award for Best Mobile Coverage in the Bahamas for the first half of 2024.
BTC's performance monitored by Ookla, a global leader in connectivity intelligence that provides consumers, businesses, and other organizations with data-driven insights to improve networks and connected experiences. Ookla Sales Director for the USA and Caribbean, Mark Pinesso, made the presentation to BTC CEO, Samir Bhatti.
To deem a provider like BTC for having the best mobile coverage in any country, whether it be the Bahamas or the USA or wherever, we have collected data scans. In the Bahamas, more than 2.5 million scans were collected on thousands of users here in the Bahamas. And so one of the things that's really great about the award is that the scans are completely independent. They're done by real users by initiating them on their Android devices.
The company on a positive streak, with Bhatti also announcing better service for the Family Islands.
We hit a significant milestone just this past Sunday, and I did say Sunday. 100 customers in Bimini now installed with our new technology. What we're focused on is digital equity, tech equity specifically. Whether you're in New Providence or anywhere in the Family Islands, we want you to have the same great experience for your Wi-Fi at home, for your TV experience at home, and for your phone call at home. Bimini's first, but I'm telling you, it's not going to be last. Over the next 6 months, I can't wait to shine a light on what we're doing.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, stay with us on The Beat is after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Full Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
People are going crazy for Popeyes around the world. Some have camped out for hours just to try our delicious chicken.
This guy stocked up on 300 crunchy, juicy chicken sandwiches, just in case. And these lovebirds celebrated their wedding with the Popeyes cake. For real. We get it, y'all chicken lovers. Because we're just as crazy to marinate our chicken for 12 hours and make every piece by hand. That crazy love, we love. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
It's good to be alive this holiday season. Alive is partnering with Western Air to bring 4 lucky Bahamian students home for the holidays for free. If you're a student studying in Florida, all you have to do is share a creative video showing us why it's good to be home for the holidays with the hashtags.
It's good to be home and it's good to be alive.
And don't forget to check out our live social media pages and bealive.com to see if you're eligible.
It's good to be alive when things free.
And it's even better to be home for the holidays.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
In case you haven't heard, today, December 3rd, is International Persons with Disabilities Day, and locally this week we're observing disability awareness. And tonight's Business Beat puts this community in focus. Here's Corvell Pfeiffer.
Content creators, creatives, women, men, those in the tourism industry have all been given a chance to reach their entrepreneurial aspirations with the help of the Small Business Development Center's Access Accelerator program. And now, as we shine the spotlight on persons with disabilities in our community, the SBDC is extending this life-changing opportunity to them as well. SBDC Executive Director Samantha Rule.
And it is a program like all others, supporting access, supporting inclusivity, and ensuring that all cornerstone of our community has access to the support as well as funding needs relative to entrepreneurship.
Rule says there's no better time to launch this program for this community than right now as we observe Disability Awareness Week. And no cutting any corners. It will be extensive, competitive, and rigorous.
This particular program will have components of business training, will have components of an expo, and so we will be able to also then have grant funding up to $10,000 for those who apply.
It gets the full endorsement of Social Services Minister Miles Larota, who is pushing to see more business inclusion and empowerment for persons with disabilities.
You know, sometimes we think that we're just being benevolent, but you know, agencies are finding that when you invest in this community, the outcome is really, 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 really good.
The minister says he hopes this starts a trend.
There's a lot of disabled people out there that are willing and able to work, and all they ask for is to be given a chance.
The program launched today, and it will run for 5 weeks. On the Business Beat, I'm Corvell Pfeiffer.
Well, there's just no better way to wrap up this block than to check in with Jiminita and Marcellus to give us a sneak peek of Access Now.
Well, hello, Mukesh. Hello, Mukesh. Hello. We're going to be talking Junkanoo tickets. You know, that's the hot button item everyone wants to get their hands on.
That's right. I already got like 20.
So you speak. We wonder where them ticket, them 20 are. I dare say if you've gotten yourself 20, you've done some underhanded work. I dare say, Marcella.
Sorry, my bad.
We're going to hear more about those tickets Marcellas have been able to snag and all about where you could get your Junkanoo tickets and access now. And that's coming up in the Bahamas after the Bahamas Tonight ends. But stay with us. Our feature story is up next.
From sinking last year to rising to the top this year, congratulations to Bach 2, the 2024 Best of the Best champ.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Who this fella is, man?
Boy, I don't even think this boat registered. My Lord.
Bingston. Bingston.
Ernestine?
Bingston. Bingston, you daydreaming again?
Guess who I just win Best of the Best?
In what?
In this same boat, Buckto. I gotta go back to Madrid because I just got my award and this pretty young girl is supposed to give me some champagne.
Bingston, you gotta catch yourself.
Man, understand more to where I gotta get ready for the Best of the Best regatta coming to the Montague Foreshores from December 5th to December 8th. The top sailors from around the man, understand you want to see me talking?
I'm talking.
With the best delicious local dishes and live performances. And guess what? I can be there shaking a leg.
Shaking what leg?
Understand how shop?
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Continuing to stand tall as a leading tourist spot in the region and the proofs in the results of this year's Caribbean Tourism Awards. The archipelagic chain pinning down several honors, namely leading luxury destination, leading casino resort, namely the Grand Hyatt Bahamar, leading conference hotel courtesy of Atlantis Paradise Island, leading water park thanks to Bahamar's Baja Bay, and leading sports tourism destination. The Bahamas also snagged leading airline with Bahamas Air. Home beating out others in the region like St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Barbados with 2 awards each. Trinidad and Tobago, Cuba, Anguilla, St. Kitts, Grenada, and the Dominican Republic each received 1 award. Now, the awards are said to demonstrate the Caribbean's diverse tourism offerings, with Jamaica leading with 17 awards, followed by St. Lucia, 8, and the Turks and Caicos Islands with 6. Well, that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
That time of year again, and Bahamas Welding and Fire has everything you need to transform your home this holiday season. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Trim the tree, hang the family stockings, and gift some Christmas cheer to those you love. From assorted ribbons, garlands, Christmas trees, wreaths, LED lights, holiday props, stockings, and skirts, BWF has the largest selection of all things holly and jolly. And for Santa's little helpers, from kids' bikes to motorized toys, we'll make all their dreams come true. Our helpful staff is waiting to see you. Shop today at BWF. We have all the top brand name tools and kitchen appliances too. Visit our store on number 13 Wilton Street and see for yourself. BWF, we're more than just our name.
Good to glow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, that's good enough to eat and it's good to grow. there's enough to eat that is good to roll.
Andre Cargill's on a mission to reduce the cost of eggs here in the Bahamas.
So I'm originally an attorney who was living in New York, and we had seen that the price of eggs have significantly rose. So we had decided if we could produce eggs locally, large scale, would we be able to lower the price as well as provide Bahamians with a better product? My parents were our backyard farmers and had a few chickens, and they were giving some away and selling some to their friends. And it kind of expanding it into something much more large scale.
And that's how Essential Farms was born.
Since we've launched, we're in Fresh Market, we're in Island House, we're in Albany, as well as Oasis Fresh. And at least I believe the feedback has been pretty good so far.
And not only is Essential Farms organic and locally produced, but Cargill boasts about the affordable price.
Currently, our eggs in Fresh Market go for $5.59. We are the lowest price eggs on the shelf. Additionally, to being the lowest price eggs, everything that we're providing is laid within the same week. So most of the time, the eggs that our consumers will get are laid within 48 hours. Even the white eggs that typically are 6 months old that are in the grocery store are more expensive than what we are providing.
Cargill shares his goal for the future of Essential Farms.
Our plan for the future are to continue to supply eggs in the local markets at a cheaper price and provide Bahamians with a fresher product. Also, we look to eventually expand into chicken as well, and also to hopefully export to the Family Islands and increase food security.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Clint Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Well, Junkanoo tickets go on sale tomorrow. Don't be in the rush. Plan to get yours right away. So what I did there?
Plus, the Small Business Awards are now history. Just who got one? Details are straight ahead.
When Cats Fly, a book by a police officer. I'm curious. Stay close for that.
And coming up in sports, the Caribbean Baseball Cup is definitely back.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
And good evening, I'm Marcellus Hall.
And I'm Jiminita Swain. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Well, Merry Christmas, Jimmy.
Yes, the countdown is on for Christmas.
The countdown is definitely on. Not sure if it's just for Christmas, but let's dive right into the news. Well, Junkanoo tickets for the upcoming holiday parades will be on sale starting tomorrow, but there are some important things you'll need to know. Pay attention. Cornwall Pyfrom explains.
The countdown is on to the Boxing and New Year's Day Junkanoo parades, and eager fans can ready themselves as tickets go on sale tomorrow.
This ease of access to tickets through technology will make it almost certain that the parades will sell out in record time.
That's Junkanoo Commission of New Providence Chairman Dion Miller announcing today that thanks to parade title sponsor Alive, these parades will make history for being completely digital in terms of ticket sales.
Today is about more than just a parade. It is about togetherness, it's about uniting as a nation and celebrating what makes us uniquely Bahamian.
JCNP Chairman Miller says it's now time to have a serious discussion because, quite frankly, these parades have outgrown their current venue.
If you look at seating-wise, seats are only from Frederick Street to East Street. As I said, we just have over 8,000 seats. To the average person, that sounds like a lot, but in reality, we need an inventory of about 13,500 seats. In particular with the premium seating in Rawson Square, where we're just under 3,000 seats, and as you can imagine, that goes extremely fast.
Raymond Wright with Alive Digital and Emerging Products says customers should not fear this digital transformation, and he promises that they won't be left to fend for themselves.
We have a few ways that we're going to support the public. We will be in our stores over the next few days as well to help persons who have some challenges in the digital realm. We'll be in the store to support you, to try to help you get connected, as well as the persons behind the register are going to ensure that those persons purchasing via our cashiers are available to download and access the app.
And officials say that tickets for both parades will go on sale on Wednesday at noon, and they expect that these tickets will go pretty fast. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, high honors for some of the country's top entrepreneurs during this year's Bahamas Small Business Development Center Small Business Awards at the Margaritaville Resort. The annual gala rewarding the contributions of small businesses who, through their creativity and genius, have advanced the economic and social development of the Bahamas. Deputy Executive Director of the Small Business Development Center is Felice Bethel.
And this is where we bring together entrepreneurs who participated in various initiatives and programs in 2024, and they stood out for various reasons. They're coming from New Providence, Grand Bahama, Bimini, Abaco, Andros, Exuma, and they're all transcending onto this stage in order to receive their trophies and all of the special recognition that they deserve. So all of the awards have special meanings, and we are very proud of our entrepreneurs, some of them as startup as well as existing business owners, and so we're just happy to award them.
Well, scores of business owners receiving awards in numerous categories, including Breakthrough, Bahamian Excellence, Luxury Brands, Evolving Trailblazers, and Innovation Awards.
This is the first time that I will be receiving a business award, and I am here all the way from Grand Bahama, and so it's such an honor to be here this evening, to be in the presence of other amazing entrepreneurs.
I really wasn't expecting it, to be quite honest. We've only been operating like about 4 years, and I really came into to know the SBDC through the Awe Academy, and that was a tremendous experience. I didn't really start this organization with any business knowledge, much less nonprofit management skills. But when I left the program, I had a sustainability plan, I had mentors, I had a sounding board that I could bounce ideas off of. So I'm in a really good position.
Well, just in time for the holidays, a children's book written and published for Bahamians by a Bahamian, When Cats Fly, officially launched on Amazon Monday and tells a colorful tale written by Exuma native and career cop Jermaine Rowe, detailing the journey of two caterpillars who learn the lesson of appreciating differences while seeing the value in each other's friendship. This, according to the author's inspiration for young readers learning to coexist in a diverse global environment.
The book is catered to children ages 1 to 6, maybe 7. So you have counting, you have alphabet, you have shapes, but also there are life lessons that teach you about friendship. Wow, there's a line in there that says, a friend is not a color to share. A friend is someone who's there to care. And that line, I think that is one of the most powerful lines, because we need to look just past the skin. We need to look more than skin deep to delve into the character of persons.
Well, still to come, the best of the best regatta all set for this weekend. The organizers are with us tonight. Stay close. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Carpets, bed sheets, and bath mats. There's a place I know. For shower curtains, comforters, and window curtains. Only one place to go. Fixing your home or automotive, there's no fuss. We put a smile on your face. Come and shop with us for all you need and more. Shop at AID for Christmas.
Ready to insure your ride?
Our new website is ready for you. Visit jsjohnson.com. Go to About, select Coverages, go to Auto, and click Get a Quote. We've made it easier than ever to request a quote online. Fill in all the required fields. When you're done, hit Submit. You'll receive a response via email within 24 hours. Visit jsjohnson.com today.
It's a different kind of Christmas, but everything is here to bring a smile upon your face. That's what the season brings now. See, Christmas time is the time for your family and friends. Come and shop with us and find everything that you need. Deck out your homes with all we have in store, bringing joy and so much more. And shop, Smarty, and shop, Smart, and shop, Smart. Oh, everything is here at Shop Smart. And shop, Smart, and shop, Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Welcome back. You're looking at a live shot there of the University of the Bahamas. Our drone pilot, Destiny Reed, having a ball out there tonight. While she does that, let's take a flight down to Long Island.
Family Island News is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited.
The third annual Holly Jolly Jollification is all set for Long Island this coming Saturday, December 7th. Lita's Bar and Grill and Long Island Trading Grounds in the Bight will be the location for the event, where droves of Long Islanders will flock. Lots of food and local craft will be on sale at Jollification, and of course, some of that good old Long Island steamed mutton and moonshine are expected to make an appearance. Holly Jolly Jollification is a signature holiday season event on the island. And speaking of holiday events, Best of the Best is coming up. Marcellus is with the organizers. Marcellus?
All right, thanks a lot, Jimmy. Well, Best of the Best Regatta is coming up, and in the house with us tonight are one of the very important persons who's going to be behind it all. She's joining us this evening, Cindy Gay from the Regatta Desk. Of course, Best of the Best, like we mentioned, is around the corner. Welcome to Access Now. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, appreciate you. Well, let's talk about this. When are the dates for Best of the Best?
Best of the Best is we're going to start December 5th through the 8th. And actually, we have already started some of the pre-stuff. Tonight, unfortunately, our Commodore Chester Fox is not going to be here because he's now doing his meeting at the Skippers.
All right, all right, all right. So what sets the Best of the Best Regatta apart from the other regattas that are out there?
The Best of the Best is the best of the best on all sense of our Bahamian culture. This weekend, you're going to see the best in sloop sailing. Some of the premier sailors are going to be here. We're going to have A, B, C, and E classes. This weekend, we plan to have about 78 boats participating in this coming regatta. This is the end of the season, and this is where all the boats come together now to say, hey, who has the crown and glory that for the 2024 season, who is the best of the best? And we're proud to put it on behalf of the Ministry of Work and Family Island Affairs, which now has the responsibility for regattas and homecoming and festivals.
Now, you mentioned you got all these different categories out there. Who are some of the boats to be looking out for?
It's always a competition between the Long Islanders and the Exumer. I will not dare to say which boat is the best. I will dare not to say which boat is the most favorite. But thank God we're getting support from all the islands in the Bahamas. We have sailors and skippers are from Andros, Abaco, Eleuthera, Long Island, Exumer. All of the islands are represented. Acklands, every island, I think, has a boat represented here this weekend. And we are just happy to be the ones that are putting it on and giving this to the Bahamian public, noting that this is our national sport. And this weekend, we're trying to put our national sport on the map out there for people to see why it is a national sport. You know, everybody wanted a change.
Yeah.
We have got to change now. So we're asking you to come out and support these sailors who have been doing this for the love of the sport. They're not getting much money from this. And to maintain these boats is just so much money.
Yeah.
We're just happy that we can put on a show that the Bahamian people can come, watch, and see why they do what they do.
Yeah, sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. But as you know, I've been to lots of regattas, and a lot of times people at the regatta have no clue there's actual sailing going on. What are some of the other attractions they can look forward to?
But I want to talk about a little bit about the sailing, some of the things that we're doing new this year with the sailing.
Sure.
Like you said, that people don't know what's going on. We're bringing sailing to the land. We're going to have screens and monitors out there that people can watch what's going on out there. We're going to have trackings that even the boaters can get more information on what's going on, wind speed, and you know, those type of things. We're trying to put, and our theme for this year is putting sailing back in regattas, because most people, like you think, regatta's fun, you know, experiencing our culture. Yes, that is there. But we really want to emphasize sailing. There's going to be a lot more there. There's going to be all the Bahamian food. We're going to have live entertainment with all our top artists. But we really want to concentrate on sailing, even to the point that we're going to have a pop-up museum there that's going to show a little bit about the history of regattas, why it became so popular, why it became such a Bahamian culture, why is regatta so important to so many of the family islands. Because we all know regattas are a way of impacting these islands. And the foods are going to be there from all the islands are going to be represented. And most of our vendors are our committee members in the family islands. And this is a way for them to also raise funds for their event. So the best of the best is presenting the best of the best from food, entertainment, and our national sport.
All right, so there you have it. You definitely don't want to miss out on this. Give us those dates and times again.
Our dates are, sailing begins at 8 a.m. every morning from Thursday, the 5th of December, until Sunday, which is our finalists, when the best of the first 3 days are calculated, and the top 5A class, 5B class, 10C class, and 12E class will be on display, and they will determine which boat and which category are the best of the best. And before we go, I want to thank all our sponsors who came on board, who saw the vision and went with us and trying to making this one of the best events for sailing and regattas.
All right, Cindy, thank you so much for coming by. Looking forward to seeing everybody out there at the Best of the Best. It's going to be an amazing time. Meanwhile, coming up in Sports for Night, we'll take a look at another event that's getting ready to kick things off. We're going to have the Under-15 Caribbean Baseball Cup. Details on what that's all about just ahead in sports.
Your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from a live business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
From sinking last year to rising to the top this year, congratulations to Bach 2, the 2024 Best of the Best champ.
Thank you very much. Thank you. This fella is smart.
Boy, I don't even think this boat registered.
My Lord.
Kingston. Kingston.
Ernestine.
Kingston. Kingston, you daydreaming again?
Guess who I just win Best of the Best?
In what?
In this same boat, Buckto. I gotta go back to Madrid because I just got my award, and this pretty young girl is supposed to give me some champagne.
Kingston, you gotta catch yourself.
Man, understand more to where I gotta get ready for the Best of the Best regatta coming to the Montague Foreshores from December 5th to December 8th. The top sailors from around the man, Ernestine, you wanna see me talking?
I'm talking.
With the best delicious local dishes and live performances. And guess what? I can be there shaking a leg.
Shaking what leg?
Ernestine, her shop.
Hey, welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everyone. I'm Marcellus Hall. Well, it's just about 1 day away from the start of the 15 Under Caribbean Baseball Cup, which will take place over at the Andre Rogers Baseball Diamond. 5 teams will be in attendance, including the Bahamas. Also included there will be St. Martin, Cuba, Dominican Republic, and we'll have a team from the U.S. Virgin Islands there as well. Bahamas will see their first action in the feature contest tomorrow night. Secretary General of the local organizing committee is Harrison Thompson. He talked about what the team is all expected to do, and he says he has great words of encouragement going forward.
We want to encourage you and we want to congratulate you who have been selected. I understand that there were much more young men who tried out for the team, but you were selected because you went out there and you did the best you can. You show your talent and your determination, your sacrifice. And that's all we're calling and asking of you to do as we enter this tournament in the next few days. To represent the Bahamas with all that you have. Leave it all on the field. And once you do the best, as Brett Albee said, we could ask no more of you.
Well, Blue Chips Athletics has been very successful as of late, just recently sending 3 more athletes to major Division I universities as they all signed their letters of intent. Now, the league has been going on very, very well as it is. The club has been going on very well over the last few years. And according to head coach Corrington Maycock, a proud moment as he sees 3 more of his athletes leave the fold.
I tell people all the time, this would be we train for. The accolades is fine, but you know, when these kids can actually ink their names on a document that, you know, they have 4 years obligation, everything is free. That's what Blue Chip is all about, and we want to continue that. But you know, especially coming from the field, this is a proud moment.
Now, Maycock adding at the end of it that a big part of their success is just hard work and a no-nonsense approach to the way things are done.
We take everything serious. You know, this is not a club where you come in and you joke around. If you joke around, you got to go. So it's all about, you know, making sure that you come in here and you come in here with a certain attitude. And that attitude is you want to succeed. And you don't want anybody to hold you back, because we don't do the friendship thing. They're going to have fun, yes, but at the end of the day, they're here to accomplish something and accomplish something great.
And that's it. Your check on sports for you here on this Tuesday. Our Tuesday weather forecast just ahead. Stay with us.
Could be Santa Claus.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, but we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy 1 box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
We're talking about the International Monetary Fund and the IMF's engagement with small developing countries like the Bahamas.
For every country, it's their health is their own, right? What we do is, again, it's like a GP who can give some suggestions on the health.
It's time for your Access weather forecast, and the dry and chilly conditions, well, that will remain with us for the next few days until the arrival of a reinforcing cold front, which should get near sometime on Saturday. And your boating forecast tonight, well, that is brought to you by Live Business, where you're always protected from the worst storms. In the northwestern islands tonight through Wednesday, the wind's going to be northeast at 12 to 18 knots, away 5 to 3 to 6 feet, and that means caution flags remain in place for your boaters in the northwest Bahamas. Now, your high tide, that will take place at 9:08 tonight. Second high tide tide occur at 9:34 tomorrow morning for the central and southeastern islands through Wednesday. Northeast winds very strong, 15 to 25 knots, gusting up to 35 knots at times. Very rough sea conditions at 5 to 8 feet over the ocean, so we have an advisory in place for your boaters in the central and southeastern Bahamas. And as we take into Thursday, for the northwestern islands, those winds drop off 10 to 15 knots out of the northeast to east. Seas, they will be subsiding 2 to 4 feet over the ocean, so we'll drop those caution flags for you. High tide, that will occur at 9:34 in the morning with the low tide at 4:08 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands on Thursday, northeast to east winds 12 to 18 knots, so we dumb down that advisory to a caution flag for your boaters. Wave heights at 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. That's going to do for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Marvel the other night. We had a good night, then you disappeared on me. Where you going? But hey, y'all, where you been, y'all? I've been looking for you, looking for you. But hey, y'all, where you been, y'all? I've been looking for you. I've been chilling out by the bar last night. This y'all, she was looking nice. She blow my mind.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Marcellus and Jimmy.
All right, thanks a lot, Basil. Looks like we're still on a cool down weather-wise, Jimmy, and the ladies seem to love it.
Yes, we do, Marcellus. We call it the 20-toes weather.
All right, I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole, but let's turn things over to Matea Cunningham, and let's talk socials.
It's that time again, the moment you've been waiting for to regain your social media relevance. Kidding. Welcome to Let's Talk Socials, your go-to social hub and classroom to stay in the loop on trending conversations, viral moments, and a little bit of controversy sprinkled in for flavor. Today's topic, Wicked. And no, I'm not just throwing around cheesy slang. We're talking about the movie. The hype around Wicked. Part 1 is unreal. Directed by John M. Chu, this film stars Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba and Ariana Grande as Glinda, unraveling the untold story of the Witches of Oz. It's giving us friendship goals, societal struggles, and even some political drama in a fantastical world. Oh, and there's some tea. Apparently, a fan tried to tweak the movie poster, and Cynthia Erivo didn't think it was very wicked of them. See what I did there? But today, we're not here for the drama, we're here for the makeup looks.
Elphaba, Glinda. Elphaba, Glinda. I'm a witch. And I'm a witch. But which is which? Well, here's the sitch. We were roommates back at school. Elfie's awkward. Glinda's cool. We were strangers. That's no lie. But now we're besties, ride or die. The school we go to, it's called Shiz. I study hard for every quiz. While Glinda chases boys with Riz. But one day we'll both meet the Wiz. Green, pink, green, pink, green. Pink. Stop. This song's good. Kind of a bop. Green, pink, green, pink, green. Pause. No better team. In all of Oz. BFFs. You know it. Bet. We'll tell the haters. Say less. Good one. Thank you. That was great. Not as great as my roommate, Elfie. Glinda. Wanna kick it? Let's go fly. Now that'd be wicked.
These Wicked-inspired looks are fitting right in. I'm Matea, and this has been Let's Talk Socials. Stay trending.
And good job, as always, Matea. That's a wrap for us tonight.
Indeed it is. Have a great evening, and stay tuned for the Rundown with Clint Watson.
Good night, everyone.
Spirit.
What does disability look like? In a busy airport terminal? At the check-in counter? At security checkpoints? Or even in baggage claim? Passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less than ideal travel experience. So, how do we make the invisible more visible? At LPIA, we've implemented the Sunflower Lanyard program. The lanyards are visual cues for airport workers to immediately identify passengers who might need additional assistance
NAD is teaming up with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and key stakeholders at LPIA to launch the internationally recognized initiative. We're joining more than 180 airports and 26 countries already in the program. NAD is the first organization in the Bahamas to recognize the Sunflower Initiative. It's a way to show our continued commitment to making LPIA a safe, welcoming, and inclusive airport for all. Passengers needing to secure a free sunflower lanyard can email sunflower@nas.bs or call 1242-397-8600. For more information, visit www.nassauLPIA.com.
Clint Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Guess who's alone in New York this Christmas?
Don't you know a kid always wins against 2 idiots?
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Another Christmas in the trenches.
Guess who's alone in New York this Christmas?
Don't you know a kid always wins against 2 idiots?
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Another Christmas in the trenches. Keep the backing warm.
We are going to ensure and make sure that this is your last time here.
You're the
Grinch. Jim Carrey is the Grinch.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the Sunshine One.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
Happy holidays from the management and staff at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's great to have you with us for another night. Well, reliable electricity at an affordable price seems like a dream of every consumer, right? Especially these days. But why should it be? Isn't this a basic requirement in a developing country? It's an issue that consecutive governments have struggled with here in the Bahamas. In fact, we've experienced continuous load shedding, power outages, and increased bills, making the local power company a target of anger by many consumers. Well, if at first you don't succeed, then you know it, try again. The Davis administration believes they have the formula to reform Bahamas Power and Light and making these aging concerns a thing of the past. It took changing leadership at the top recently to implement what the government believes will be a more efficient power company. And tonight, when we come back, we talk with 101, the new CEO of BPL. Does she have the magic wand to make it all go away and make it truly, indeed, as they say, a new day? We'll talk to her about the plans, how they plan on achieving it, and is it really doable? You're watching The Rundown, our 101 discussion right after the break.
I like Junkanoo, oh, with a collect gold and a red love for my boat, yeah. I like Johnny Cake, yeah, with my fish too. What I don't need are the bird, that don't make a show, yeah. I like the beach, but I don't go in water. Just grab me a collect, that's the bear of the Bahamas. I like to go down, oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's a different kind of Christmas, but everything is here to bring a smile upon your face. That's what the season brings now. See, Christmas time is the time for your family and friends. Come and shop with us and find everything that you need. Deck out your homes with all we have in store, bringing joy and so much more. And shop, Smarty, and shop, smart, and shop, smart. Oh, everything is here at Shop Smart. And shop, smart, and shop, smart. Oh, everything is here.
is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Welcome back. She is tasked with reformation, transformation, and quite simply delivering a product that works. The new CEO of Bahamas Power and Light joins me tonight, Tony Seymour, for a candid discussion. Welcome to the Rundown. Great to have you with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And congratulations on your appointment. I know if it's anything like what I had to experience with baptism by fire. But welcome. So let's get right into it, because obviously people want to know, what does the future hold for the Bahamas Power and Light? Is going into Christmas season. People are wondering, am I going to have electricity? It's going to be reliable. Usually Christmas, it normally is, because, you know, it's cooler, especially now we're experiencing the cooler temperatures, so you're using so much power and energy. But it's been, I mean, you hear it when every administration comes to power. Blackouts and load shedding are a thing of the past. It's not going to happen. Where are we with this issue, first of all, for people?
So first, let me start by saying we have made some significant strides in improving the reliability throughout New Providence and the Family Islands. So October to May is our peak maintenance period. So that is when the load starts to drop off in the cooler months, as you mentioned. Mm-hmm. So that is when we conduct all of our planned maintenance on our generation assets. At the beginning of May is when we expect our base load generation to be fully maintained and ready for the summer months, the heat and the peak months. In addition to that, we've done quite a number of upgrades on our transmission and distribution system. So we have some smart relays at some of our primary substations. So what that does is it allows us to identify and correct faults remotely. So previously, someone in a truck would have to drive to a particular substation, identify the fault, correct it, and then restore. Now that still happens in some cases because not all of our substations and our lines are remotely controlled as of this time. But some of them are, and that does alleviate a lot of the longer outage times that you would have experienced in the past.
Sorry, go ahead.
As it relates to load shedding, I know every time the power goes off, Bahamians automatically say, we are load shedding. Load shedding is a shortfall in generation. Okay. So that means we don't have enough generators available to meet the demand on any given island. Now, that does happen from time to time, but usually it's a situation of maybe an isolated incident. So there are things beyond our control, for example, lightning strikes, traffic accidents, things like snakes in the transmission lines. I saw a video of a cat up on an HV line, and we had to shut off the power. We sent the bucket truck, and as soon as the bucket got up to the line where the cat was, the cat jumped down, and it was fine. But no one wanted the cat to get electrocuted. So things of that nature can cause disruptions, but we try and keep those to a minimum.
Obviously, the big concern is the financial situation of BPL, right? Because we're hearing now these minimal plan increases, or it's because the government has to contribute $100 million to BPL, and it has to recover and all of this stuff. What is the financial situation right now at BPL, and how is it impacting operational efficiency?
So most of the Family Islands are not profitable, and BPL does not expect to make a profit on these islands. We provide a service. It's a service. Because, you want to maintain the same standard of living across the archipelago. So New Providence and the 1 or 2 profitable islands have to subsidize the rest of the islands. And that's just, it is what it is. There's nothing that we can do about that at this time. What the government has done, though, it has launched a renewable initiative, the energy reform that the Minister of Energy announced last year. So RFPs were issued for solar installations, well, I shouldn't say solar, renewable installations on all of the family islands. So what these power purchase agreements would allow us to do is save on our operating expenses. So all of the money that we would have had to invest in, say, new generation infrastructure or fuel, etc., it will be one set rate that we would pay an independent power producer for cleaner and more reliable generation.
How soon we can see that come into operation?
So I know that the contracts were already issued to the successful bidders for most of the family island projects. And typically a build-out is anywhere from 18 to 24 months.
So you're looking really at seeing some kind of relief or in about 2 years from now?
Yeah, and sooner in some cases. For the ones that, you know, are already in the early design phases, those ones should probably roll out a bit sooner.
Is BPL doable for the Bahamas and our landscape, the way our archipelago of islands are? Is this doable?
It has to be doable.
I knew you'd say that. I knew you'd say it has to be doable, yeah.
What other choice do we have?
Right.
It's unique in that most other electrical utilities are on one landmass, and we are spread out over, you know, 17 islands that BPL...
It's like duplicating what you have in the capital everywhere else.
Exactly. So you have power stations, you have transmission and distribution networks. It's a duplication of equipment and staff. So this, you know, the staffing complement is lesser on the islands, but you still have the same, you still need the same level of expertise, technicians, linemen, cashiers, etc. So the operating expense is higher because it's spread out, it's not all in one place.
When we look at the plans for infrastructure modernization, what is in place to make it more modernized, to include renewable energy integration, and to make it operational in the 21st century, that it's able to be maintained?
That's where the independent power producers come into play.
So that's going to play a significant part of this?
Yes, because BPL as a company could not come up with the capital that would be required to roll out this level of renewable energy integration across the entire country. And so what the IPPs do is invest, and then we sign a build, operate, own, and transfer agreement with them over a period of time where we pay them a rate per kilowatt hour based on what they produce and what they provide to the grid. So what that does is that frees up some operating expenses for us, and we don't have to come up with the initial capital expenditure, which we would not have been able to do as a company.
Now, for people who are wondering what is that going to mean, is that going to mean you're selling BPL to other people for their operating the family islands?
No, no,
okay.
no.
Okay,
no,
okay.
No, so let me be clear. IPPs operate around the world. They are independent power producers. They produce BPL, they sell the power to us. We still maintain our existing generation facilities. We still maintain all of our customers, all of our accounts. So nobody is selling power directly to the customers. BPL still exists. We are still the main, you know, the sole power producer.
People still pay their bills to BPL, and you still send them their bills regularly.
So what it would do, though, is it would stabilize the cost of electricity. And where on islands, for example, where we know that we could never make a profit, it would reduce the BPL's operating expenses in those islands.
If you talk about renewable energy, is the form of renewable energy that you're most likely going with solar?
So it'll be solar, it'll be some battery storage, and it'll be some zero carbon emission type engines. So we're looking at branching into LNG. You know, the government of Bahamas just passed the LNG Act earlier this year. And so LNG will be like a transition fuel as we move away from the diesel and the heavy fuel oil that, you know, has greater carbon emissions.
let's talk about that. You say move away from it, because that has been what many people deem to be one of the biggest expenses of BPL is
the cost of fuel.
The cost of fuel.
Of course.
And then we always say, okay, well, how do we break it down? And people charge. Well, you know, these people are connected to these people in power, so they can always have the contract for fuel and oil for BPL. Are we going to really, truly move away from that, which is a heavy cost?
So fuel is a heavy cost. What renewable energy does is it reduces your reliance on the amount of fuel that you need to use. So there should be a fuel reduction once the solar and batteries come into play. To say that we will move completely away from diesel and heavy fuel oil would be a bit premature until we know exactly how we can transport LNG throughout all of the islands. For New Providence, I would say yes, there's probably a higher chance that we can move away from diesel and heavy fuel oil after a period of time, once all of the engines are functional on LNG. Now, some of our older engines, there's no chance of converting them, but we do have some turbines that can be converted to burn LNG, and then the challenge would be transporting it to the various islands. So to say we'll move away from it completely, our hope is that the solar farms, the battery storage, and possibly transporting some LNG in bullets or ISO tankers to the family islands could alleviate some of it, but I can't see it being 100% done away with.
What about New Providence? Are we looking for New Providence generation to move more to renewable sources as well for New Providence, or are we sticking with the same engine A and engine B and engine C, which we know have that heavy fuel bill?
So RFPs were issued for New Providence as well.
Right.
So the plan is for 100 megawatts of renewable energy, as well as battery energy storage system, as well as transitioning some of the units to liquefied natural gas for New Providence. So there's a plan in place, but you know, New Providence is land space challenged. So we have a limited amount of space where we can put solar panels, for example. But BPL does currently have a 25 megawatt hour battery energy storage system at our Blue Hills Power Station, and that does help in terms of if there's a generation shortfall, it can inject energy into the grid to give us time to restore, which also improves our reliability.
So there is some, obviously, help that's on the way for people.
Definitely.
And of course, obviously the people want to know, when will I see some relief in my power bill? Because, you know, the predictions was that it's going to go up with some more, and then some more, and then we'll be in the season relief.
Mm-hmm.
What is now the formula and the plan for this?
So, as I mentioned, once we are able to reduce the amount of energy that we produce based by fossil fuels,
Mm-hmm.
then the fuel charge will go down. That is, like I said, 18 to 24 months out. In the short term, what the governor of the Bahamas has done is rolled out the equity rate adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
So for all consumers, as you know, BPL's bills are tiered.
Right.
So the 0 to 200 kilowatt hour tier was previously 10.95 cents per kilowatt hour. So you would have paid just over $200 for that 0 to 200 kilowatt hour
Mm-hmm.
tier. So that has now gone to zero as of the 1st of July. So that has already been rolled out, and every Bahamian, if you compare your bill from June to July, you will see that the 0 to 200 kilowatt hour tier is now zero, and you just pay the fuel for that amount. So
you should automatically see a reduction.
Well, it happened in the hottest month, and so your consumption likely went up. So you may not have necessarily seen the reduction on the bottom line, but if you do a side-by-side comparison of like the previous month's bill, then you would notice that there should have been a difference.
And they still ain't gonna see it in Christmas because they're gonna turn on all these Christmas lights, and it can be extra usage. Even though they're cool, you can be decorating and paying for decorating.
So, you know, one of the things that I like to discuss is energy efficiency measures. So one of the things that you can do is get solar Christmas lights. By all means, we do want the revenue. So, you know, if you want to use
if you want to spend plenty of money on lights, then suit yourself.
Please do. But there are solar Christmas lights. Even the lights in your home, switch them out to LED lights.
It makes a difference.
It really does.
It makes a difference.
Your central air units, you know, you have to make sure that they're serviced, that they're cleaned. If you have split units, you need to make sure that they're properly sized for the space that they're cooling. The higher SARE units cost more initially, but they consume less energy. And so I know, you know, you want the deal. So everyone wants to go for the deal, but in the end you end up paying more because you consume more energy. Things like your stove, your dryer, your water heater, your oven, anything that draws heat consumes a lot of energy.
Well, the cooking y'all doing this Christmas can cost y'all. Let's take a break right here. We'll come right back with our CEO from BPL, Tony Seymour, and more about the future of BPL. You're watching The Rundown. We're back after this.
From sinking last year to rising to the top this year, congratulations to Bach 2, the 2024 Best of the Best champ.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Who's fella is smart?
Boy, I don't even think this boat registered. My Lord.
Bingston. Bingston.
Ernestine.
Bingston. Bingston, you daydreaming again?
Guess who I just win Best of the Best?
In what?
In this same boat, Buckto. I gotta go back to Madrid because I just got my award and this pretty young girl is supposed to give me some champagne.
Bingston, you gotta catch yourself.
Man, understand more to where I gotta get ready for the Best of the Best regatta. I'm coming to the Montague Foreshores from December 5th to December 8th. The top sailors from around the man, Ernestine, you wanna see me talking?
I'm talking.
With the best delicious local dishes and live performances. And guess what? I can be there shaking a leg.
Shaking what leg?
Ernestine, her shop.
Chapter 1 Bookstore at University of the Bahamas believes in the power of words. They have your next great adventure or that affordable textbook you need. You can go anywhere with a good book. To the library, to have coffee in a cafe, to the pool, to a cozy chair at home. And when you finish your book, you can browse for more good books from Chapter 1. Chapter 1 Bookstore, open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., or shop online all day, every day at chapter1books.store.
I like records great. I like Junkanoo. Oh, with a collect gold and a rattler for my boat. Yeah, I like Johnny Cake. Yeah, where my fish do. What I don't need all that bird. That don't make a show. Yeah, I like the beach. Collect, that's the bear of the Bahamas. I like to go down. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Welcome back to The Rundown. My guest tonight is BPL CEO Tony Seymour. And a special good evening to all of you joining us on social media, our various platforms, if you're on YouTube, and of course those of you in the Lion's Den on Facebook. It's good to have you all joining us tonight. Talking about BPL, what you can expect for the future, how things are looking. Let's talk about the relationships. And I know whenever you take the helm over any government corporation or government company, private company, there are always challenges you face. And of course, one of the biggest critical mass is, of course, employees. How has the relationship been with the union? You have two unions at BPL, similar to how we have here at the Broadcasting Corporation. How has that been since you've been settling in office?
So I think one of the things that we've been able to do extremely well is open the lines of communication. So I have regular meetings with both unions. And I think the relationship is pretty stable. We haven't had any major issues. They come to me regularly with their concerns, and we try to address them in a timely manner. So, yeah.
You're now the helm. And of course, people say, boy, sometimes somebody's companies, boy, it's like baptism by fire. But what do you think is the key thing that you must get right in order to see the level of success that people envision for BPL?
So my primary objective is twofold. One is the staff, the employees are your number one asset. Training, providing them the necessary tools and equipment that they need to be able to do their job well so that they can serve the Bahamian public. And our objective is to keep the lights on all the time at a reasonable cost and to do it safely and as efficiently as we possibly can. So those are the two branches right now that I'm focused on.
How big is it of concern? I mean, we understand you're a company that's responsible for obviously generating power and make it profitable. But you now see MPs offering incentive programs to help get their constituents reconnected for the holidays and so forth, programs going on. Do we have that many people that are disconnected? And what is the primary reason why people are disconnected? Is it because they can't pay, or is it because they're they owe so much on it? What are the challenges you're seeing from the average consumer?
So the average consumer, I think, in the summer months when the bills are high, have a difficulty paying their bills in full. So some people, they put what they can on it, and then the arrears just continue to build. So one of the initiatives that BPL and the Ministry of Energy rolled out was the Merry and Bright campaign to allow disconnected consumers to pay 10% down on their light bill and sign up for a payment plan and get reconnected. So typically BPL requires 50% of your arrears or up to 75% of your arrears, and then the balance paid over 6 months. So we had some leeway to kind of maneuver and speak to people one-on-one and assess what they are able to pay. And we've offered payment plans where you pay 10% down and then you pay the balance over 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, depending on what you're able to do.
What is the average amount owing by people who are disconnected?
Oh, it varies. Yeah, it varies from in the low thousands to in the tens of thousands.
So consumers owe thousands of dollars in power bills?
Well, some people do, yes.
Wow, that's high. And so 10%, so if you owe, let's say $2,000, you owe on your electricity bill, put down 10%, which would be $200, and then you're able to get your light reconnected. And you just pay, is there a set amount you pay every month?
There's a set based on what the time frame is for the payment plan. You'd pay that set amount per month, but you have to keep your current...
So you're paying that amount plus your current bill?
Yes.
Do you find that people are able to take a plan on like that? Because if you're thinking, if you were off because you weren't paying your bill, and you have to pay your current bill plus pay part of your past bill, are they able to generate that kind of funds to keep that program consistent?
So if you think about it, if for example, in the summer, if your bill was, say, $500 a month, and you were only able to pay $300 a month, and that accumulated over a period of time, now in the winter months, your bill may be $150.
So you have the room, the breathing room.
You have that breathing room. Yeah.
If you privatize and decide to pay the electricity bill versus going to Walmart?
Well, you know, it's a personal choice.
I can't buy the Christmas gift because I want to keep my bill current. You know, the dedicated will do that. We talked about, is there a strategy being in place to reduce dependency on imported fuel and its impact of electricity prices? We talked about that. I want to go a little more into that because we know the introduction of Pike, right? Talk about what their role is, because there's been a lot of discussion around whether or not PPL has been sold to these people, contracted to these people. What is their role, and how does that play into the future of what you're trying to do?
Okay, so Pike, Island Grid, Bahamas Grid Company is on the transmission and distribution side, so not unrelated to the fuel. But Bahamas Grid Company is a company that was formed. Its partners are Island Grid and BPL, so it's a joint venture between Island Grid and BPL to manage the transmission and distribution network in New Providence.
New Providence?
Just New Providence, yes. So it's overhead, underground, and substations. And there has been some discussions and negotiations around how staff would possibly be seconded to this area for a period of time and work along with Bahamas Grid Company. So they intend to invest a significant capital injection to upgrade the transmission and distribution network and the substations with some of the same new technology that I mentioned previously, the remote technology. And they also do live line work, so it's an opportunity for our linemen to get upskilled and learn to work in that type of environment, but completely unrelated to the fuel question.
Right. And so what is the end game with this kind of partnership so that we understand where we're headed with this?
So again, with the renewable RFPs, the transmission and distribution network in New Providence requires a significant capital investment in order to complete all of the upgrades that are necessary that BPL just does not have at this time.
So it is allowing the company to be able to upgrade, try and keep pace with the rapid changing of the industry without having to find the money to do it because you have a partner who will inject the money.
Exactly, yes.
At the end of the day, is there any ownership in the power company by these sub-companies?
So I think the operating agreement and the all of that is still in the negotiation phases. All of those details have not been signed off on as yet. So I can't speak to that right now.
Is there an opportunity for Bahamian entrepreneurs to get involved in the power distribution or generation industry to be able to buffer and support what BPL does?
So we do have a small-scale renewable generation program and a medium-scale renewable generation program where if you install solar panels on your home, for example, any energy that you don't consume, you can sell back to BPL and receive credits at the end of the month on your bill. So what that requires is you would get Ministry of Works approval, ERCA approval, BPL approval. We'll come in and change out your meter. And for people who do have this set up, sometimes they end up with a credit at the end of the month.
And what they can do with that credit, that goes towards whatever costs they may have the next month.
The following light bill, yes.
I'm going to give you about 3 minutes left, and I'm going to give you the final opportunity to say to the Bahamian people, really, how do you feel about where we're headed and where we are now? Are you turning the corner when it comes to BPL, or is it still a bit of a challenge that needs to find solutions for it? Or are you optimistic of us being able to turn the corner as Bahamians and see a difference?
I'm optimistic as to where we're headed. I think we're almost getting ready to turn the corner. I think once we can see the renewable energy projects, you know, off the ground and connected to the system and producing, you know, our reliability has improved and our cost of electricity has been reduced, then I would say, you know, we are where we want it to be.
So the end game is to make electricity more affordable and more reliable.
And sustainable, yes.
And sustainable,
and
very
environmentally friendly.
Well, there's 4 points right there that I think we'll all be happy if we can achieve those 4 points.
Yes.
Tony Seymour, thank you. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Likewise.
And of course, we look forward to seeing the transformation take place. And I'm sure all of us will be the benefactors of it at the end of the day. Hats off to you. All the best. Realize it's not easy.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And again, of course, remember there are some tips that you can do to ensure this Christmas that you save. I'm going to let her give you those tips, right? So that you can say no one told you. Here's how you save electricity. Aside from stop cooking, aside from burning on electricity and air conditioning, all the family come over and everybody say hot, because everybody in the house, go inside. But aside from that, here are some other tips.
Solar Christmas lights. Change out your light bulbs to LED lights.
And pause right there. Let me tell you, I can put a shameless plug in because they are our sponsors as well here at the Broadcasting Corporation. Shop Smart has some very good Christmas trees that are energy efficient. I bought one myself. Yes, I paid for it. It's a beautiful Christmas tree, and it has those LED lights on it. They're beautiful, and they don't burn nearly half as much as what regular lights burn. So yeah, that's a shameless plug. Okay, continue.
Ensure that your ACs are properly sized for the space that they cool. If you do get a split unit, get the higher SEER split unit, as they consume less energy than the lower SEER ones. Ensure that your windows and doors properly seal. Put your water heater on a timer. As simple as pulling out plugs, sockets from the wall, even if nothing's plugged, even if the TV isn't on, as long as it's plugged in, it's still drawing some energy.
So if you're not watching TV, you have to take it out of the socket?
I know it's inconvenient, but you know, there are smart surge protectors now that connect to your Wi-Fi where you can just cut off, on and off, from an app on your phone. My son taught me about that. You would think.
I'm gonna go find that out.
Yes, even if you have your ACs on a timer, ensure that your windows and doors properly sealed, ensure that your home is insulated. These are things that in a hot, humid environment can reduce your energy costs significantly.
All right, some great tips there from the holiday. You got them right here on the Rundown. Stay with us. We've got another topic to discuss after the break. And of course, we're talking to the Red Cross. Listen, you want to win some prizes for Christmas? If you don't want to buy no gift, go ahead and take your chances, win some prizes. And you also help a worthy cause. We'll tell you about it right after the break. Stay with us. You're watching the Rundown.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
I like Junkanoo, oh, with a collect gold and a rat love for my boat, yeah. I like Johnny Cake, yeah, with my fish too, but I don't need all that bird, that don't make a show, yeah. I like the beach, but I don't go in water, just grab me a collect, that's the bear of the Bahamas. I like to go down, oh yeah, oh yeah.
St. Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
We're talking about the International Monetary Fund and the IMF's engagement with small developing countries like the Bahamas.
For every country, it's their health is their own, right? What we do is, again, it's like a GP who can give some suggestions on the health.
You're the Grinch.
Jim Carrey is the Grinch.
Welcome back to the Rundown. It's good to have all of you with us. It's considered one of the biggest fundraisers for the Red Cross every year. The annual raffle takes place on Saturday, and while you have the chance to win some amazing prizes, it's also a chance to give back to one of the premier organizations that prides itself on being there for you during crisis or in time of need. Joining me tonight to talk about it is, of course, the president and head of the board of the Bahamas Red Cross, Edison Sumner, and Director General Alicia Pinder. Both of you, welcome to the Rundown. Good to have you here.
Yeah, good to be here. Thank you.
So before we even talk about the weekend events, let's talk about the Red Cross, right? And its significance and importance to society. Because people tend to really focus and need on the Red Cross when there's a hurricane or some major disaster, and we see the Red Cross and its action, and then we say, okay, the Red Cross is in full effect. But people don't understand, in order to be ready like that, and in order to be prepared to respond, there has to be a lot of work that goes into place. Let's talk about the presence of the Red Cross in the Bahamas, first of all.
Thank you very much. So I think that's a very important question to start with, because I think that a lot of people in the country do not understand the work of the Red Cross fully, right? As you said, they see us responding to hurricanes and the rest of it. But the Red Cross really has had a presence in the Bahamas since the late 1930s, when it was operating under the British Red Cross. And in 1975 or 6, the Red Cross became the Bahamas Red Cross through an act of Parliament. So we actually operate under legislation.
Wow, that's important to state.
Yes, we're not just another organization. Even more so, we're not just an NGO. In fact, we're not an NGO. We're really an auxiliary to the government.
Wow.
So the Red Cross is essentially an extension of the government in the work of humanitarian efforts, social welfare programs, international human laws, human rights, etc. So the work that we do expands way beyond just responding to hurricane or handing out food parcels every day. I had the privilege, the Director General and I, of attending the International Conference of Red Cross several weeks ago in Geneva. And I sent a post out to my board members and said, listen, we are actually in this place making decisions that will impact the world for years to come.
Wow.
Right? And this is Red Cross coming together in Geneva to talk about work of the Red Cross internationally. So a lot of things that people around the world are enjoying, certain privileges that they're enjoying, certain immunities they enjoy, certain rights when it comes to human rights, humanitarian law. These were things that were initiated by the Red Cross in consultation with governments around the world. So what we do is, it's important for us to let people know that when you see this organization, when you see this emblem should be treated with the utmost of respect because of the work that we do to support humanitarian efforts across the country, across the world. And when we see people walking around in this vest with this emblem on, and they're coming in the name of the Red Cross, they're really doing a serious humanitarian work, and most of them are doing it as volunteers, right? These are non-paid people. I'm a volunteer of the Red Cross, even though I'm the president, right? I'm not a paid employee of the Red Cross. But the work that is required for me as president, our board members, volunteers, is a tremendous amount of work that's required. We put the efforts in, and we do it because we love the work we do, right? We love the fact that we're able to support people, the most vulnerable people in our communities, to get through the toughest of times that they face in our country, whether it's hurricanes, whether it's people who are hungry, needing to be fed, whether it's training in first aid training and the rest of it. So our work is expansive, right? And the 20 minutes we have is not enough time to talk about the intensity of the work that we do.
I want to bring in the Director General to talk about, people look at this year perhaps, we didn't have any serious hurricanes, but your work continued. Talk about some of the things that you do outside of being able to assist people during hurricanes.
Well, thankfully, we did not have a hurricane. November 30th officially ended the Atlantic hurricane season, even though we've seen 1 or 2 hurricanes or storms that threaten afterwards. The intensity is not usually as great, and so we are very, very grateful for that. But outside of the hurricane season, we support the Bahamian public every single day, and the way that we do that is we receive the most vulnerable at our doorsteps every day.
So people still come for assistance?
Yes, absolutely. People come for assistance. When you see a lot of rain times, people come because their roofs are leaking. They need tarps. Urban renewal, they're on the grounds in the various communities, and they're quite aware of the people in their communities that need assistance. They would come to us seeking tarps, or maybe food parcels for the elderly. They may be on pension, but the pension runs out before the actual month runs out. And so in that regard, we support them. We also are very open, and people come to us when they may be having incidents where they are temporarily displaced and need assistance. Well, we want to do more help in that area, but funding does not allow. However, we do referrals, and we look around to see if there are ways that we can assist people. The work that we do on a daily basis, whether we are in overdraft or not, is we feed close to 200 people, or maybe between all of the other islands, over 200 people with meals every day. Our Meals on Wheels program is definitely still active, and that's one of our greatest priorities, because some people, they won't even eat for the day unless we are there to help them. And of course, for the weekend, we try to give them like foods that they can readily prepare, cold cuts, as well as bread that Purity Bakery generously donate to us on a regular basis. And so we are quite aware of the needs of the people in our community, and it also gives us a kind of a pulse on the economics of the country when we see people who generally may have been employed and living in an apartment and driving a car, and then life happens.
My term, life happens.
Life happens, and sometimes they are people highly educated, just not able to find a job, just not able to make those payments, and we find that they are at our doorstep. And so that's one of the reasons why we're going hard at it with all of our fundraisers here. And we have quite a few on the works, but the work is great. The thing that we do is so important. The way that we support the community is so vast. We have to unashamedly go at it as hard as we do.
You know, as Dr. John was talking, I couldn't help but think, as she talked about the things that you do every day. And I kept saying, these are the things you don't hear in the stories. Yeah. These don't make the news, right? Because it's not a national disaster or crisis or event. So you don't hear that we have to provide food and meals for people every day. Somebody lost their job, they were doing well, all of a sudden they can't live anymore. We got to provide shelter. That don't make the headlines. So you think, okay, the Red Cross is probably just sitting there with their shelves stocked, waiting on a big national disaster, and then hoping for our volunteers come out to help distribute food. And that can be further from the truth.
Couldn't be further from the truth. Number one, the shelves are only stocked for a short period of time because there's such a sharp turnaround of resources. We've got to turn meals around every day. The DG talked about serving 200 plus people a day. When we looked at the numbers, I think in the last year, I'm told that we served over 50,000 meals in a year. Wow. 50,000 meals, right? That's a lot of meals to be serving on an annual basis. And then they think, for some strange reason, that the Red Cross is a wealthy organization. We're not. And if the Red Cross were wealthy and had a lot of money sitting in the bank, we would not be fulfilling our mandate. It doesn't make sense to have a lot of money in the bank when the money is needed to serve people in the community.
Money out.
As quickly as it comes in. And we've been doing, to talk about that, we've been doing a much better job at managing our resources, right? Being accountable for the resources that we do have, because it is important for me, certainly in this term as president, to give assurances and guarantees to people who donate to the Red Cross, who contribute, to let them know that your money that you've been donating is being put to good use. It's being managed properly, it's being resourced properly. We are taking full accountability for how we manage our resources, and our records are now becoming very clear for all to see. But like you said, these are not the kinds of things that hit the headline. And a lot of people don't pay attention to the Red Cross until it comes on their doorstep. Yep. Right? We talked about the fact that, and you'd be surprised, Clint, that there are people in this country on this island who once held prominent positions in society, who once were earning big dollars, who now finding themselves knocking at the Red Cross and saying, I need help.
Wow.
I need a place to sleep. My family doesn't have the place to spend the weekend because we got evicted because we couldn't afford to pay our bills. Families are sleeping in cars and coming to the Red Cross.
That's a reality.
It's a reality.
It's a reality.
Just last week, we had a family of 5. We were approached who were looking and needed support because they needed a place to sleep. And this happens often, right? It doesn't only happen with people who are displaced because of hurricanes. People are displaced, like I said, life happens, right? And when this happens, we are the organization. There are others around the country who do what they do. But I think I can venture out to say, right, as the president of this organization, that there is no other organization in this country who does the volume of work that the Red Cross does without getting the kind of resources that are needed. We've got to be there pounding the pavement every day, right, to get the resources that are needed to support the most vulnerable people in our society. Now, we were thankful that this year I made an appeal of the government. The Prime Minister came, we made an appeal to the Prime Minister, and we said to him and the government that, listen, what we've been getting as a subvention from the government is inadequate.
Right.
It's not working. We gave him the figures that we were getting. He looked at it and he thought, yeah, this doesn't make any sense. So we made a request for a substantial increase in our subvention from the government. We got a half of what we requested, which was a lot more than we had been getting in the past.
Yeah.
But as soon as that money came in, that was ready earmarked to go out to support our programs, right? So when we have these events to raise money, it is not just that we are out there every other month or several times a year doing fundraisers. If we can do what we do without going to the public for money, we would do it. We would certainly do it, right? There are people like myself and others who would just give of our own substance to the Red Cross. And we do it without looking for any returns. That's just the way it works. But if we could do this without going to the public and say, come and buy a raffle ticket, buy a steak ticket, buy a seat to the ball, we would do that. But we are not that kind of an organization. We need the support of society because, believe it or not, many people that we help in this community are your family. They're your cousins. They're your siblings who you haven't seen in months, don't know where they are. If you come to the Red Cross, we can tell you, oh, that guy was just here last week looking for help for his... And we're going to ask you, where's your family? My family isn't there to help me.
Exactly.
But the Red Cross is always there.
Wow. We're going to take a break. When we come out, you're going to find out how you can help and how you can be a part of ensuring the Red Cross can get its work done. You're watching The Rundown. We're back after this. Stay close.
That's the bear of the Bahamas. I like to go down. Oh yeah.
From sinking last year to rising to the top this year, congratulations to Bach 2, the 2024 Best of the Best champ.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Who this fella is, man?
Boy, I don't even think this boat registered. My Lord.
Bingston. Bingston.
Ernestine?
Bingston. Bingston, you daydreaming again?
Guess who I just win best of the best?
In what?
In this same boat, Buckto. I gotta go back to Madrid because I just got my award and this pretty young girl is supposed to give me some champagne.
Bingston, you gotta catch yourself.
Man, understand more to where I gotta get ready for the best of the best regatta. I'm coming to the Montague Four Shores from December 5th to December 8th. The top sailors from around the man, Ernestine, you wanna see me talking?
I'm talking.
With the best delicious local dishes and live performances. And guess what? I can be there shaking a leg.
Shaking what leg?
Ernestine, her shop.
Welcome back to the Rundown. We got a few minutes left, and I want to be able to get it in. We're talking with the Red Cross, so you know now how you can help. This organization is going to be there for all of us. It has been there for all of us. Will continue to be there for all of us. And to ensure that happens, we have to make sure that it's funded. And that's where you and I come into play. So, Mr. President, Director General, tell us about this week, Saturday.
So this Saturday is going to be our annual raffle. It's going to be held at the Bailey Park. The day begins at 12 noon with we're putting out some fun activities for the kids and the family to come and enjoy. So we're calling it a mini fair. Our fair is usually held in March or April each year.
Correct.
It's going to be a mini version of that. We have some vendors coming out. We've got activities for the kids and the family. And at 6 p.m., we're going to be drawing the raffle. We are pleased this year that the entire raffle book has been sponsored by IL Cares Foundation. So we're grateful to them for their partnership with us this year. And there are great prizes being offered, a brand new electric vehicle.
Lord have mercy.
There are cruises, there are hotel trips, there's cash prizes in there.
Wow.
Grocery vouchers, gas vouchers.
All the stuff that people want.
Everything that people need.
Yeah.
Right? Appliances and the rest of it. So it's going to be a great event. Like I said, it's going to be at 6 p.m. at Bailey Park. Tickets only $5, and you can hit me up, talk to the DG, go down to the Red Cross. We've got tickets that are still available, and we'll be glad to get you involved. Right? And every dollar you spend, every ticket you purchase goes towards the cause of our humanitarian efforts.
It's amazing. There are several major events you do each year. Tell us those so people can understand. They ain't like every month you have people asking for money.
Right.
You have strategic events where you depend on to be able to fund your program.
Yes. I'll let DG talk to some more of it, but we've got, this is a heavy weekend for us, though. We've got Saturday is the raffle. On Sunday, we're having our tea party, and she can talk more to that in a moment. But the other big event that we're coming up on would be in January, which is our annual ball. That's the real big event for the Red Cross that people have become known, we've become known for, between that and, of course, the fair. And I'm hoping to see you there, Clint, with your staff. I'm putting Clint on notice now.
Put me on blast.
Putting on blast.
He tried to get me there last time, but we couldn't do it.
Last year, people, he didn't come. This year, listen, you're live on TV. Clint Watson and the Thai ZNS management team, we want 2 tables for you at least, DG. Call Clint tomorrow, please.
We can do that now. We're doing better financially.
She can make it happen, right? But no, it really is a time that we get together. We bring our corporate citizens together, and we have a wonderful night of fun, and next year's ball is going to be absolutely tremendous. You don't want to miss that. But we do have a tea party coming up on Sunday.
Right, so under the patronage of Cecilia Cooper, wife of the Deputy Prime Minister, we will be at Balmoral on Sunday at 2 p.m. Ladies, get your tickets. It's going to be a great affair. We're going to have great vendors, good food, wonderful entertainment. And the tickets are $75, and I have them right. I have your ticket for you right on my desk. Just come by during the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and collect your tickets. Ladies, you don't want to miss it. And of course, donations. Most Red Cross throughout the various countries, they really survive through membership. And we do have a set of membership, but recently our membership drive has fallen. And so if you want to donate outside of these functions, you can become a member of the Red Cross for whatever amount, $50 or more, with whatever frequency you want to give during a year. You can become a member, which is a really great opportunity to ensure that we get meals out every day, whether there's a fundraiser or not.
Excellent. And of course, you always have room for volunteers, and you make sure they're certified. You do the training yourself, I was to suspect.
Absolutely. Volunteers are certified. We've got other training facilities there. For example, people who need to be certified in CPR training, first responder training. We do those training at least once a month, and more frequently if the request is made. So, for example, and again, this is not a shameless plug, I'm just saying, if the ZNS staff needs to be trained in CPR, you bring your whole staff down to the Red Cross and we will train you.
Listen, we'll come.
Right?
We need it. We need to know.
But that's the way, it's not only for us, the money side of that is consequential. For us, it's more about being sure that people are well trained in the workplaces so that if you do have an emergency, there are enough people on your staff who know how to respond to that emergency. And that for us is even more important, right? And when you said that you're certified and trained by the Red Cross, there are high expectations for how you respond to issues of disasters and other emergencies.
All right, so the big day Saturday, get your ticket, make sure you're there, support, and be a part of it. Thank you both for being on the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All the best. Now I got to go find the money to pay for the table. That does it for us here, the rundown. For all of us here at ZNS News, I'm Clint Watson. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to stay tuned to the Bahamas tonight at 11 with Royston Jones. He'll have the latest in news and information. Royston's right over there getting ready for the 11 o'clock news. He'll have the latest. It's your last news of the day. Good night, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
Sexual offenses are considered the most heinous crimes after murder. On this episode of The Legal Brief, we're going to discuss rape, incest,